from Julie, a Hellsberg Diamond expert.
Don't worry, we got this.
Plus, he learned about Hellsberg's special financing options. So Andy could get the perfect ring for her with a payment plan that was perfect for him. And when it was time to propose, he got the reaction he wanted.
Wow, you really hit it out of the park, babe.
Mission accomplished. Be like Andy. Find the ring of her dreams at a Hellsberg store near you or at Hellsberg.com. And right now, take advantage of special financing offers. Hurry, offer ends soon.
97.5 The Fanatic is an equal opportunity employer and is dedicated to performing broad outreach to fill job vacancies at the station. We seek the help of local community organizations in referring qualified applicants to our station. Community organizations that wish to receive our job postings should contact the Fanatic's business office by calling 610-771-9750. We also encourage listeners to visit bbgi.com, where you'll find an online listing of job openings at Beasley Media Group, LLC.
There is a place outside of Philadelphia where the aroma of freshly baked bread brings you back to more traditional times. The era when families joined together to enjoy an authentic old world taste with traditional recipes and fresh ingredients. That time and place still exists at Corpele's Italian Bakery and Deli. Since 1924, now 4 generations and 4 locations. The Corpele's family has been bringing you back to a more nostalgic time by sharing their favorite recipes and consistently adding new flavors for new traditions. While Corpele's Italian Bakery and Deli is well known for their famous tomato pie, voted best in Philadelphia, nothing compares to their fresh baked bread and strombolis, handmade pastries, cookies, pies, and a wide range of custom cakes. For a list of locations and all your party needs, explore more at corpelesbakery.com.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station, home of the most entertaining sports talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Good morning. Thought I'd help you wake up.
It's 6 a.m. and you're listening to The John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Let the party begin!
The show starts now.
And welcome to your Monday morning, The John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic. Coach says it's 4-2-3 this morning. 423 edition as we get rolling this morning. Jamie enjoying a 3-day weekend, but Bob and Pat are here, which is great. Coach is here. Haley is in for Connor. Heavy Chevy's already rolled into action, so we are ready to go on your Monday morning. How are you, partner?
I checked in on Connor this weekend to make sure his move was going well.
And?
A very short response, so he must be tired. Must be hard
exhausted.
Work, yeah.
All that moving.
His response was, all good.
That's good.
Uh-huh.
Hopefully he's hit the rooftop pool
Yeah.
a little bit. There's going to be great weather, great rooftop pool weather the next couple of days for Connor. I'm glad to see him get some time off.
Absolutely.
He did host yesterday morning, though.
He did.
And if you haven't heard Connor Thomas in the on Sunday mornings, the Connor Thomas Show featuring Tom Alvord is a very interesting listen.
Yeah, he didn't sound tired on the air yesterday, so I assume things are going well.
He's explained it. He's really good.
Yeah.
Very proud of Connor as he builds his brand and has a little time off. Pat, you all right there? You doing well?
I'm good, yeah.
You sure? You got that going, Coach? You all right there after that Dupe 6-0 win?
How about that?
That's incredible.
I came in and joked with Coach. Union, a big win this weekend, but they couldn't score a touchdown, because last game was 7-0. And Coach correctly informed me they did score a touchdown, idiot.
They missed the extra point.
I don't. So that just proves I don't know 2 sports.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, you need to be better.
Pat, you have 4 hours to prove to everybody you don't know sports. So just pace yourself. Don't waste all your good stuff early. In the morning mindbender from Coach, nearly 1 in 4 pet owners admit to using their pet for this purpose. What is it? I know what this is. This is easy.
I was going to
attracting the opposite sex.
Oh, that's what I said. Meet people.
Yeah, as a social experiment. Pat, do you have any other?
That was my go-to, but if you give me a minute or two, I can probably think of another one.
I think we have it now. I watched the 4th episode of Blackbird last night on Apple TV, and the crazy killer in the movie says to Taron Egerton's character, says to him, Do you have your pet? Would you eat your pet?
Would you eat your pet?
Yes, he's a creep. Oh, he's really creepy. It's a great show, Bob.
Wait, all right. So
anything else?
Yeah. So
what would it be?
You gave me a minute. I appreciate that.
Okay.
I think that the attracting the opposite sex is way too obvious. So I would go with alarm clock.
Okay. Coach?
It's take a day off from work.
What?
My dog's sick.
Just about 25% admitted faking a trip to the vet.
My dog is sick, so I'm taking a day off of work?
Yeah. Well, you got to take a little pooch to the vet.
I've never done that.
No, I've never done that either, and I've had dogs my whole life.
I think that's just bad juju.
I think that's bad, too. Yeah,
that's why only 1 in 4 do it.
Yeah, that's a good point, Bobby.
Yeah.
I think the more complex people make sick day lies, it's the more obvious that it's a sick day lie. The more
you can
obvious people make it.
You can sniff out sick day lies.
Just say I'm not feeling well today.
It's not hard.
I'm not feeling well today.
Yeah, no.
Now, we had a guy at my old radio station, Matt Chernoff, who is a master of this. He would set up the sick day with I'm not really feeling good. He'd lay the groundwork, and Chernoff was sick every last work day before vacation. Like, if he had vacation the next week, somehow he'd be sick by Friday and trying to get better before I go on vacation. He was the master of it.
That ain't right.
Did he know that everybody knew he did
Yes! I called him out of the air about it constantly.
And did he? I mean, I guess he just
continued to do it.
He got away with it.
Yeah, he continued to do it.
What are you gonna do? Go to his house and knock on the door
seriously.
and administer a test?
I mean, Chernoff taught a master class in setting up, but he would set up the sick day for like 2 days out.
Yeah, well, you gotta
the sniffles. I'm not feeling very good. The mopeying around, being a little mopey. Yeah,
we have somebody here that does that.
Who does that?
Not on this show.
Not on this show.
No, but there's
somebody.
But
they set it up.
Oh yeah.
A little bit of a setup.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh boy.
Well, sometimes some things just come on, like vertigo or something like that. If that happens to you, you can't help that. So,
especially after a weekend of drinking.
Yeah, I mean, you never know.
It can really get to you, right, Pat?
I have never had vertigo or drank.
Because you're not a drinker.
I thought you had vertigo.
No, I didn't.
Not a drinker.
Okay. I never had vertigo. Thanks, Bobby.
If you had vertigo, Bradford white water heaters would be great for you because you'd have that hot water on you and everything, and you'd spill it down on you to feel beautiful. Bradford White is here for the pro. They take great care of you as we start this week of work. I will say this. I'm wearing one of my favorite golf T-shirts this morning where the golfer gets in the golf cart, gets his stuff out, and then throws the golf clubs away. 8 penalty strokes on Saturday, Bob.
Yeah, that's not
and
good
I'm not
work by you.
I'm not going to give the name of the course. I'll just call it Narrow Walk. I played this course, and I will never play this course again. I could be given a free round a week.
John doesn't like the challenge of the course.
Oh, it drives me crazy. I don't like blind tee shots.
Yeah,
I don't like courses with blind tee shots.
That's made for people that are better than us.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's not
like
meant.
Pat.
Right.
Pat could handle a blind tee shot.
He could?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
It's terrible.
I did golf this weekend.
You did? Where? Putt-putt?
Little place called Pirate Island, gentlemen.
How was it?
Hit a
challenging?
Hit a 58. Yeah.
58?
Was doing pretty good until I had a water hazard.
Oh,
Gave
that's
myself
not good.
a 2-stroke penalty.
How much did Jack beat you by?
I have amazing videos. Great. He didn't, by the way.
You took him good. Good man.
Not on every
Good. Take
hole.
him down,
Not
Pat.
on every hole, but he would finally get the ball in, and he would freak out as if he just got a hole in one.
That's
I'm
awesome.
Like, yeah, we'll put you down for an 8.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he had a blast. It was a lot of fun.
I love that. That's a great. That is always to me my memory of the Jersey Shore. Playing the rooftop miniature golf with the breeze almost knocking you down at night, pitch darkness, and it's like you can't see anything outside the lights of the golf course, and then the wind at like 25 miles an hour blowing your hair around. I mean,
The wind was taking my ball and putting it in the water.
That's what it was.
That's what it was. There you go. All right, I didn't want to talk about yesterday's Phillies game much because the Phillies won another series, and that's the way I choose to look at it. Again, that's what I was asking last week. Going into it, that's what I asked for. I said win both series. They won both series. They swept the Reds and then won the series against the Pirates. So what did they do against the Pirates and the Reds? They went 6-1 for the season series. I think that's awesome. I don't really give a damn that they lost the game yesterday. That's okay. I think that Noah Syndergaard, we've talked about it. People were raving about Syndergaard since he got here. I don't see it. I don't see what they're raving about. He doesn't make people miss bats. He doesn't miss bats. He's a mediocre back-end pitcher. But he's not terrible or anything. I'm not trying to rip him. He's just people were raving about it going, man, what a pickup. I'm like, no.
Yeah, I was surprised yesterday. Before the game started, they threw his numbers up there, and 8-8. Okay. An under 4 ERA. Okay. That's a back-end guy.
Right.
But, man, the pitches that he's throwing, everything's up in the zone. I mean, everything is just hittable. To get 3 triples off of a pitcher, that's harder to do than 3 home runs.
Do you
and
put that on the outfielders?
Nah, I think Pittsburgh has some athletes. They're not ready yet, but they have some athletes that were just hitting shots. I mean, just like line drive beams. Hopefully you can get by however remaining starts, 4 or 5 maybe that he has left and get by on them. But man, I don't want to have to put him out there if I don't have to.
Well, you got 2 days off this week. And so that is a wonder to me as to how, I don't know how the Phillies have it announced. I got to pull this up right here.
I got it right here.
What is that of how they're going to work this week? How are they
I got the Arizona series. So you got Suarez tonight, Nola tomorrow, Bailey Falter on Wednesday.
So it'll be Suarez, Nola, Falter, and then for the San Francisco series, they have it as Gibson, Syndergaard, Suarez.
Wheeler's out.
Wheeler's out. And then Wheeler should be back for the Washington series at home.
Yeah, and then, the stuff that I heard about him this weekend a couple days ago, it doesn't seem all that bad. They just want to get the swelling. They don't. Yeah, just get the swelling down. He'll do side pitching and all of that. They just don't want the inflammation to get worse and worse, so they decided that now was the time to kind of address it.
We applauded you on Friday.
Oh, you did?
Did that get back to you?
I did not.
I applauded you because you were the first one to identify. You were the first one just saying, something doesn't look right with Wheeler. And it ends up that it goes back to that Toronto game. That's when he first started to feel like something wasn't right. The Toronto game, which was the last game of June. And you were like, just something doesn't seem right.
He didn't. It wasn't like a keen eye. He just didn't seem himself. And for someone that's been that good all season, okay, maybe that happens in a couple of outings. But once it carried through and he was struggling in even games that looked like he pitched well, you knew there was something up. So good for them. Good for the Phillies for being proactive and taking care of this, and hopefully he'll come back righted.
Pat says that we do not do magic numbers on this show, but Pat, guess what?
We do not.
We do magic numbers on this show.
Nope.
The Phillies postseason magic number is 31.
Don't worry, folks. I dumped that.
It is 31.
You'll never hear
combination of either Phillies wins and who losses? Brewers, okay.
Phillies wins, Brewers losses. That is how you calculate it. We are down to 31. Have that number down to like 25 by Labor Day, 24 by Labor Day. You will be feeling really, really good about it, and it could be a coast home type of situation if that happens. NFL preseason's over. Finally over. And I don't know how to say it any better. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care what happened on Saturday night. My wife and I went out to dinner after church. We went out to the great Chop House, part of the PJ's family, a Chop House in Exton. Mo and the crew, fantastic job out there. We went out and had a nice dinner.
We went out to PJ's on Saturday.
See that? And we sat out on our back deck. Didn't have the Eagles game on at all. I didn't look at it till yesterday. Didn't look at it. I looked at it off the DVR yesterday. Did not pay attention to it Saturday. Didn't care. And it's the first time that I think I haven't checked in on a game on the night that it was played. That I didn't feel any urgency with it, because if Nick Sirianni doesn't feel any urgency, I don't feel any urgency.
No,
I don't feel any. If he doesn't care about it, why should I care about it? And that's really sort of how I feel now.
Yeah, it was funny. I was in PJ's at 7:00 when the game started, and I laughed. I even said to my wife, I said, "Look around. All the waitresses, all the bartenders, they all have Eagles gear on. Here are the Phillies in the middle of a fight for a playoff spot in August, and they're wearing Eagle stuff for a meaningless preseason game. But that's what the town is, and that's fine. And it was great. But at
did
one
anybody
point,
pay attention to the Eagles game?
There was guys there for the Eagles game.
Watch the Eagles game.
Yeah.
Were they dressed? Were they in gear? Really?
I saw that. Yeah, I saw multiple jerseys and and uniform tops and stuff like that. But it was funny. At one point, we went home. I was sitting out back. I pulled the TV out back, and I'm sitting out there, and I'm watching in order the Phillies, the Union, and then the Eagles. And the scores were 6-0 Phillies, 6-0 Union, 27-0 Dolphins at one time. And I'm sitting there saying, why do I invest time in sports when endings happen like this?
When you already know what's going to go on. Pat, be honest, Saturday night, how much time do you pay attention to it?
Completely forgot the game was on.
There you go. There you go. I mean, look,
0.
If they say that it doesn't matter, if Nick Sirianni says he doesn't give a damn about it, I don't know why any fans should give a damn about it. I really don't. And you know what, though? The only thing that bothers me about it is the Eagles played like their coach feels about it.
Yeah.
The Eagles players approach the game like their coach feels about it. He doesn't give a damn. The players didn't give a damn. That effort was terrible. There was and I say effort. The tackling was crap. The energy level was low. There was a bunch of smiling and sort of like people having fun conversations on the sideline, getting their ass kicked. They didn't give a damn. They didn't care about that game one bit. And the thing is, when your coach sends that message, that's what you expect out of the players. They didn't play. They didn't even care.
Yeah, and who it sucks for are the guys that are on the bubble. You know, like you're trying to go hard. You're trying to play as hard as you can. You're trying to show something, maybe not just to the Eagles, but obviously for other teams around the league that might want to pick you up should the Eagles cut you. And it's a really hard environment to show in,
How do you shine?
You know, you can't shed blocks because your guys just, getting beat. You can't do different things because guys, I'm not going to question effort, but guys just don't seem to be doing it. That's just a bad night, and they have to figure this whole preseason thing out. It's just getting ridiculous.
Yeah, we're going to do more on that a little bit later. Do you read anything into the fact, Pat, that Jalen Reagor was out there running with players while all the other guys got to have the night off?
No. I don't. I mean, he's on the bubble.
They just needed a bottle?
A body.
They needed a body?
Look, he's on the bubble, so it would make sense if they want to get a longer look at him. I mean, you got to throw. Also, I do think the fact that they need a body.
They need to get a longer look at him.
Like in terms of how much playing time is he getting in practice in the preseason? He's not with the ones. He's with the twos. So the twos are starting the game. He's going to play a lot. They need a body, and then they probably want to decide if he's going to make the team or not.
Yeah,
it makes sense. And look, the last preseason game is usually a game where guys in the bubble need to prove that they belong, and he's on the bubble.
Sort of seemed like a message, almost seemed punitive. Because Jalen Reagor, if you don't know what Jalen Reagor is before that game on Saturday night, then you're the coaching staff. You need to know this stuff.
Yeah, it could be a competition thing. It could be, okay, he's up against it. How's he going to handle it? Is he going to handle it like moping around out there and not play his hardest? No.
He did not.
And he benefited from Deion Kane not playing very well at all on Saturday night, a receiver that was up against him, it seemed like. So it looks like Reagor may have secured his spot here, whether you like it or not. I read a story this weekend. It just flatly said he just hasn't gotten better. And he hasn't lived up to where you thought. And forget, like you've said before, John, forget the first round pick that they used on him. He just hasn't lived up to second or third round ability yet.
No, I mean, at that point, we have to put that talking point has to be aside. But I just wonder not having seen training camp the way the coaching staff is, I am not going to question that, okay, he hasn't earned his spot. What I've seen, he hasn't earned his spot, but the coaches see everything. And I just wonder whether it's going to be another one of those cover your ass situations, Pat, where the front office doesn't want to admit the mistake.
I don't think that's going to be the case this year.
You think he's going?
Yeah, I think he's probably in a trade or released or cut. I mean, they finally cut bait on J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. And I would argue that J.J. Arcega-Whiteside might have had more value than Jalen Reagor just because he could block. He was switching positions to a position that they kind of needed because they don't have a lot of depth in the tight end position. And it was one of the few things he did well. So you could make the case. Jalen Reagor isn't really good at catching the football, isn't really good at separation, isn't good at punt returns. Like, he doesn't do anything all that well. At least J.J. Arcega-Whiteside blocked well, and they finally moved on from him. So if they're moving on from J.J. Arcega-Whiteside and admitting that mistake, I could completely see them admitting a mistake.
So the thing is, though, somebody took J.J. Arcega-Whiteside.
Yeah.
They have to find somebody to take. I'd be shocked if someone takes Jalen Reagor in the next 24 hours or so. I'd be surprised if he's traded for something.
Yeah, and if what are you going to get for him? Fourth, fifth, fourth at best,
I think
fifth,
fourth.
sixth.
I dance for a fourth.
Yeah, well, that's my point.
I'd take
like
a sixth.
If you're the Eagles, that's a slap in the face. So you almost.
I would take a sixth.
They almost probably wouldn't do that because it's saving face almost better than cutting him. I mean, getting a 6th-round pick for a guy that you spent a first round on just a couple years ago.
But it's funny because every time the trade deadline or the draft comes around, it's these 6th-round picks and 7th-round picks. It's just like they're renamed to assets, and we always hear from the NFL pundits about how teams just love these assets. They value these 6th-round picks, these 7th-round picks, and we laugh at it because we're like, who cares about the 6th and 7th round? But I guarantee Howie Roseman would love it
if it allows you to move up 6 spots in the 5th round.
Yeah.
That's what you use it for. If it allows you to be able to maneuver around next year, we'll probably be glad for it. I'll be shocked if Rager's not on the team. So I'm in the camp of...
Yeah, well, the cap hit is another thing you have to keep an eye out for. So, there's just... What are you going to do? He's one of those, what are you going to do with them guys?
He is.
Pat labeled it out there. He doesn't... There's nothing really that stands out about him.
No. Well, no, anything that stands out about him isn't great.
Yeah.
You're right, yeah.
As we get ready for Eagles season, by the way, Thursday morning we will have a announcement on the John Kincade show that we look forward to sharing with you, hopefully expanding and more entertaining your NFL season coming your way in the Eagles season. Pat, you are Pat's now going to work 24 hours on Sundays.
Sure.
Sweet.
We're going to share that information with you on Thursday. That's not the announcement?
As long as the check clears.
That is not the 24 hours. Could you do it?
Yeah, I could probably work 20. In this industry, we're not digging ditches, so yeah, I could probably work 24 hours.
Sometimes it sounds like we are.
Yeah, sometimes it sounds like we're really doing.
Connor sounds. Connor's.
Working on the crew on 76 or something, but no.
Hopefully Connor's okay. By the way, it felt like crap outside this morning. It is only 7. It's 75 degrees and sticky and.
Yeah, it's like that.
And humid and just absolutely. I love it. I heard by the end of the week it's going to be amazing, beautiful.
Good. We need one of those weekends, like 85 and no humidity, and
we talked about.
I'm ready for that.
We talked about it on Friday too. Jamie and I both believe you are cheating on Adam Joseph. So either get on the Adam Joseph train, or
Adam.
if you. But you seem to be more Team Karen Rodgers lately.
Well, Karen's in my face every day in the morning.
You quote Karen Rodgers. You dictate whether you're going to have a good day by what Karen Rodgers told you. So literally, pick a side, Bob. Jamie and I both agreed on Friday. Pick a freaking side. You got to pick a side here. You're on Team Rodgers or you're on Team Joseph.
But they're on the same team, so can I be on both of their teams?
You can like them both, but you only can have one favorite player. It's like a best friend. People haven't
you can have multiple best friends.
No, you can't.
Sure you can.
The term best friend means you have a best friend.
It's one of my best friends.
They're the best. Hey, the beach, the boardwalk, and the boat on the bay. Bet Parks when you're down the shore. Download it at betparks.com. Got to be 21 and in New Jersey. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. That was a great pic you sent, by the way. Picture you sent.
On the beach, me and my boys?
Yeah, that looked like was that in the morning? You guys were all hanging out? Or was that a picture from another day?
No, it was what was it? Thursday afternoon.
Okay, so it was the afternoon. Because you said it Friday, so I didn't
we
know
went on the beach, Thursday.
John, what did Jamie call him? The nerd herd?
What he said.
Yeah, I think he said nerd herd.
Is that
nerd
right?
herd?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. By the way, FanFest comes up Saturday, October 1st, 1 to 5 at Xfinity Live. FanDuel Sportsbook presenting FanFest 2022. You already know that Slay's going to be there. Now the question is, Coach, we'll have some more announcements coming?
I'm hoping this week, yeah.
There we go. That should be good. You got to be 21 to enter. We're going to have a great time. Lots of fun events at Xfinity Live, October the 1st. And if you are right now, let's just say the first 2 callers, you can say hello to Haley and get yourself a pair of tickets to FanFest, 215-263-0975. I always get told that we don't give out tickets enough in the early morning.
Oh, give them away then.
So 215-263-0975. Haley, if you want to give away some tickets there, let's get 3 pairs out just so we know that.
Coach just said 50.
Did he? No, we're going to go 3.
Make Haley
I don't
work.
want Haley to be overworked there. All right, coming up, this guy just loves drama, and somehow he thinks he's relatable. I don't think he is. It's the John Kincade Show. Find out who it is next here on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Hey, guys, imagine if your favorite casino came with an undo button. You get that with FanDuel Casino's Play It Again. Get up to $1,000 back if you're down after your first day. Play your favorite tables, games, and hundreds of slots for real cash. See why FanDuel Casino is the #1 rated online casino app. I just love to explore daily and the weekly promotions. I play with live dealers, and if you ever have a question, all I have to do is get in touch with the best-in-class customer support team, and they'll help me 24/7. So sign up for FanDuel Casino with promo code Bob today and play it again with up to $1,000 back if you're down after your first day. That's promo code Bob. 21 plus and present in Pennsylvania, must not have previously placed any wager on FanDuel Sportsbook, FanDuel Casino, Betfair Casino, Mohegan Sun Casino, or Stardust Casino. Refund issued as non-withdrawable casino-only site credit that expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/casino. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG.
The John Kincade Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. For 30 years, we've been in the business of bringing dignity back to those who've lost it. And it isn't something we take for granted. Dignity means bringing a paycheck home, being able to put food on the table, and provide for your family. For 30 years, I've fought to bring dignity back to those who lost it after an accident or an injury. And because we believe in dignity, it is also the heart of our charitable contributions and our fight for the powerless. It's why we donated $10 million to pass the legalization of medical marijuana in Florida, so that the most ill can live and die with dignity. Let my family fight for your family and your dignity. Call us for a free consultation. Dial pound law on your cell phone. That's pound 529. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Yo, Philadelphia, Anthony Gargano here with the new voice of Spring Garden Lending, President Andy Racklin, a national player in economic development and finance. Andy!
Happy to be back, Anthony.
All right, last time we talked, you said your game plan to expand Spring Garden Lending's product lineup and open new markets, so?
We're batting 1,000, man. We opened a Pittsburgh office. We've got exciting projects going there. It's great.
Oh, that's awesome. The new product?
So Spring Garden Lending is now offering lines of credit.
Highlights?
What these revolving lines of credit do is let our borrowers move fast. It puts them on an equal playing field with cash buyers.
Oh, that's incredible. Not only is Spring Garden Lending providing bridge loans to acquire, rehab, construct, and refinance properties to rent or flip, 30-year fixed-rate permanent financing, and now lines of credit.
That's right. Our goal is supporting developers who are challenged finding funding through traditional sources so they can provide housing people can afford. That's it.
Andy, you're impressive. That's right. Listen up, developers, investors. Touch base with Spring Garden Lending right now.
The relationship between esports organization Team Solo Mid and League of Legends developer Riot Games continues to falter as the former head coach Peter Zhang was just permanently banned from the esport. Back in March, Zhang was accused of taking money from players' salaries, which led to his firing from TSM. Riot Games investigations revealed that Zhang took a total of $250,000 from 2 players, resulting in his permanent ban from the league.
The latest esports and gaming news. Find it online at checkpointxp.com.
Bundling car and renter's insurance with Geico is so easy, your neighbors are probably already doing it. But who? Look for the signs. Chances are they live in a home and have a car. They use money and enjoy having more of it. They probably drink lots of lemonade. Lemonade. And they've probably said something suspicious like, "I'm bundling with Geico," or "Stop spying on me with those binoculars." If so, you may want to ask them how easy it was to bundle with Geico. Bundling is easy with Geico. Just ask your neighbors.
Something you probably do know. Progressive can not only offer you a great price when you bundle home and auto, they offer you round-the-clock protection. Something you probably don't know, the average garage door is made up of 1.3 millimeter aluminum panels. Something you probably do know, your neighbor likes to tinker with his dirt bike. Something you probably don't know, a runaway dirt bike can take out your garage door and a good portion of your car bumper. Bundle your home and auto with Progressive and get more than a great price. Get round-the-clock protection. Something you know for the things you don't know. Coverage from Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers, and subject to policy terms. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
That's the sound of a crack in the ceiling found at a home inspection. But with a Realtor by your side, a newfound leak might only cause minor worries. With their expertise, a Realtor can suggest a credit at closing and even connect you to a contractor to help you shore up that leak and alleviate your worries. When it comes to cracks in your plans, the expertise of a Realtor can make all the difference. The difference between an agent and a Realtor is real. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
When others treat your fries as an afterthought, all you're left with are cold, soggy fries. That's why Wendy's fries are ones you won't forget. Guaranteed to be hot and crispy, or we'll replace them. We're talking natural cut, skin-on fries, perfectly seasoned with a hint of sea salt. In fact, they're even preferred almost 2-to-1 over McDonald's. These are fries so hot and crispy, they beg a new question.
What would you like with your fries?
Try them today, only at Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's, taste preference based on a national taste test by an independent research company.
At CSL Plasma, you can make up to $825 this month when you donate plasma at any of CSL Plasma's tri-state area donation centers. That's money you get on a reloadable, prepaid card for doing a good deed. Plasma donations help create therapies to treat patients with rare and serious diseases, and donations are needed now more than ever. The donation process is a lot like donating blood, with a nice chunk of change in your pocket when you're done. As a thank you for your time, you don't need an appointment to donate. Walk-ins are welcome.
It can happen easily. A few drinks become a few too many. It's time to go, and you think of calling for a ride home. Now, what's the worst that can happen? You get pulled over, you lose your license, you total your car, you kill someone. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
Save on your morning pick-me-up at Whole Foods Market. Take 25% off all ready-to-drink coffee through August 30th while supplies last. Plus, Prime members save an extra 10%. Shop in-store or online at amazon.com/Whole Foods. Terms apply.
Listen to 97.5 The Fanatic everywhere. On Alexa at 975thefanatic.com, the Fanatic app, and now on Odyssey. The John Kincade Show.
Oh, I don't think I'm a lot dumber than you thought that I thought I was once.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Thanks so much for hanging out with the John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic. Those of you who listen on the app, we love you. Those who watch on YouTube, good morning. Thanks for getting up with us. And those who just do it the old-fashioned way, just listening through your radio, you are loved too, just so you know. We appreciate you greatly.
All right, daily exercise. You ready?
Yes.
34 games to go. Give me a record. Go. Quick. Top of your head. 34.
23-11.
Pat.
24-10.
So Pat has him at 96 wins. You have him at 95 now.
It's fine with me.
Good number.
That's fine with me.
It's a good number.
That is it's a great. I think it's a great number.
Right?
Oh my gosh. That'd be
Who'd have thought it?
No. I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure that anybody would have thought it. Let's put it that way.
No, I mean, remember when I think it was either Girardi got fired or right before Girardi. Bob, you did it. You were like,
I got that feeling.
Right. No, not that. Not that part. No, you looked at the schedule and the amount of games remaining, and you're like, they have to go 45-20. It was something insane.
Yeah, it was something like 45-27.
To reach like
yeah.
80, 88 wins. And now it's like a foregone conclusion that they're gonna win 90.
Well, I mean,
it could be a 95
I mean, it's a foregone. It is foregone conclusion right now, right?
Yeah, I mean, with the schedule,
they're a playoff team. Yeah.
No, but I mean, but there's no way that they're not winning 90.
It would take an epic collapse.
Right.
They would have to go 18-16 to win 90.
Yeah, they're not with this schedule. They're not. I mean, that's incredible. That's incredible to think. They pretty much have to be a 500 team to win 90.
Well, and what's incredible too is if they go 18-16 and reach 90 games, we're probably heading into the playoffs
saying they have
not feeling great because of the fact
they're
they went
limping
18.
in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they only went 18 and 19.
They limped. I mean, does the final grade what matters? I mean, the final grade is what matters, right? The amount of wins you put up, or right now, are you going to shift expectations?
Well, we say in basketball all the time about the Sixers. Regular season doesn't matter. It's what happens in the playoffs. Are you there with the
I don't feel that way. No, because I don't think it was guaranteed they were going to be a playoff baseball team.
I think it steps with this Phillies team now. And we've gone back to 2006, 7, whatever, when it was building up to 8. I think that's what this is. And you're doing it in a good way where Stott and Bohm and younger players are getting serious time in a lineup that's really good. Like the lineup they threw out there Friday night or maybe Saturday night, Segura was hitting 8th. And he was properly hitting where he should be. It's one of your best contact hitters on the team for the last 3 years, and you have him hitting 8th. That's how good this lineup is right now.
Hey, Amtrak's hiring. Connor. Amtrak offers competitive compensation packages and a comprehensive benefits program to meet your needs. Your future rides with Amtrak. See Connor on a train? Careers.amtrak.com. See, Pat, if Connor's not here, then he's the one who should be keeping an eye on Amtrak, not you.
I could absolutely see Connor being the ticket guy that they do the stars and the smiley faces.
Oh, yeah.
Connor would live for that.
Connor would live for that. Have a conversation.
I could see that, yeah.
Tell everybody on the train, like, hey, where do you play ball? I used to play some ball.
Oh, absolutely. He'd be hitting on...
I played college ball.
Hitting on every girl that came by.
Oh, yeah. He'd be like, how you doing?
Where are you ladies headed?
How you doing? The lady be like, how do you get that Amtrak uniform so tight? Like, what do you put it in the dryer all night? There is a man that loves drama, and his name is Tom Brady. And it's so funny this weekend. I woke up to Sunday, people applauding Tom Brady for a response that he gave to a question about, well, why did you leave your team for 11 days during training camp? Why would you walk away? Tom Brady had this explanation, and his adoring throng of fans was just like, wow, what an honest answer.
It's all personal. Everyone's got different situations they're dealing with, so we all have really unique challenges to our life, and I'm 45 years old, man. There's a lot of going on, so, you just gotta try to figure out life the best you can, and, it's a continuous process, so.
He went on to explain that, by the way, he was applauded for that answer. He's really relatable. He's a 45-year-old guy. He has stresses at home and everything like that. He had 184 days of vacation before training camp began, or 184 days where he was not required by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to be at work. By the way, just so you don't throw this out there was a clarification. It was not a medical issue. It was not an issue with anyone else's health or any kind of health emergency. So it wasn't like his mom had been sick before. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't like his mom's sick. It wasn't like anyone in the family sick, and that was clarified. And it was also clarified that they went to the Bahamas for 8 of those days on a Bahamas vacation. I can't believe the amount of people that were lined up to be like, Tom Brady's relatable, man. That's just relatable. When he has stresses just like every other guy. Bull crap. Enough. The average 45-year-old guy can't walk away from work for 2 weeks and be like, by the way, I just need a little time out from work, please. Keep paying me, by the way. And I'm just going to walk away from work. And by the way, I'm going to go to the Bahamas for an extra vacation. I've had 6 months off, but now I need to take off while we're trying to prepare for a season, while 53 guys are trying to win a championship. I don't want to. I'm not going to be there. I'm just not going to be there. I do not understand. Look, if he wants to do it and he can get away with it, I say shame on the Bucs. That you're letting somebody just say to you, I'm going to be I'm part-time bought in. But to me, the idea that it's relatable and that it's applaudable and that, he has stresses and everything. He's 45 years old. I think the stresses were something along the lines of whatever surgery went on whatever offseason went on. I mean, my gosh, if he has any more work done to his face, Tom Brady's going to have to take off his shirt to take a pee. I mean, because he's having that face messed with every single offseason. I mean, is that it? I don't know what it was.
Look, to the average worker, which most of us are that are listening and working here right now, it seems like he can do things that none of us can do. But guess what? He can do things that some of us can't do. And
if they let him.
Yeah. Look, the core of me as a sports fan or participant or whatever says, no, you don't miss practice. I
2
mean,
weeks
we are,
of it.
Yeah, we are talking Tom Brady, and that'll be the caveat of it all. That it's Tom Brady. What's he going to learn out of training camp in 11 days? Nothing. No, but there's also new teammates that need to learn from him or about him or whatever. So, yeah, look, if it hurts the Buccaneers in the long run, way to go, Tom.
Yeah, thanks, Tom.
Like if it takes them a while to get started, or if whatever the reasoning comes into play later on in the year, I don't know really how, but if it affects them in a negative way, I'm all for it.
Pat, I don't understand, though, where people are applauding it, saying, man, he's really relatable. He's just like the average. He's relatable.
They're just like us. Look, we have a Tom Brady in our show. We got Jamie, and he's probably at the Bahamas right now.
Good point.
He could be
traveling again. But yes, the most of the common people cannot do what Tom Brady did. But as Bob said, he's Tom Brady.
Oh, no
like
question.
People in our industry, they'll take off Wednesdays, for example. Like every week, they just get off Wednesdays.
Guess what? When you're the GOAT, you can do that, right?
When you have that cachet, you're able to do that. And he is the greatest of all time. It reminds me a little bit of in The Last Dance. Dennis Rodman just decided, I'm going to go to Vegas for a week in the middle of the damn season. And he was just allowed. He was allowed to do it. And you know what? We sit there and we applaud Phil Jackson. And why? Because it worked out. And in the end of the day, if the Tampa Bay Bucks are able to rattle off a great season and end it with a Lombardi trophy, I think we're going to look back at this and go, maybe they were onto something.
All right,
but if they fall short, we're going to be like, man, that was dumb.
I'm a big fan of his head coach. Todd Bowles and I were college classmates. He's a really good guy. I root for his success. But this screams of substitute teacher syndrome.
All right, if you were in charge and Brady came to you and said, look, I need 10 days. I got some family stuff going on. I really need to take care of it. Are you going to tell Tom Brady no?
I'd be like, no. I don't want you. You're not going to be gone for.
Really?
You can't be. Yes.
Okay.
You're going to miss 2 weeks.
I think that's easier said than like if he has the backing of 50 players in that locker room.
I don't believe he does.
Well, I'm just saying if he does,
that would be the case.
I think it's a harder time of saying no to Tom Brady than you're giving.
No,
I'm on your side.
No,
with I don't like missing practice.
I don't think it's easy. I absolutely don't think it's easy. Well, what's Tom Brady going to do? Is he going to walk away from $40 million?
Well, he did at one point, right?
No, he did, but then he came back because what was he trying to do there? He was trying to force a trade, we now find out. But he was trying to weasel his way out of town behind the scenes.
Yeah,
so that's what he was trying to do there. Is this Tom Brady walking away from $40 million? I'd call his bluff. But I absolutely would call his bluff.
This isn't anything new. Like Roger Clemens, when he came back with the Yankees, he had it like, all right,
Didn't he get to go home to Texas?
I'm only pitching home games. Like he didn't go on the road with the team. I mean, it was a joke of a contract.
I thought he got to go home to Texas or something.
It might have been, but it was something ridiculous. Where,
it was. It was weird. Yeah,
I don't think he pitched on the road, and it was like that. But it's Roger Clemens, right? And I think the Bucks are probably looking at it like, hey, as long as you're happy, because the reality is we almost were stuck with Kyle Trask. So if you want to go off season, during training camp and go to the Bahamas, go ahead. As long as you're coming back to us, it's fine.
And let's not forget what the theme of this show is, that we're just sick of training camp. Like we're done with it. You know what I mean?
We absolutely are.
I don't know. I just don't think it's as easy as Brady said I'm leaving and they said okay and they were caught with their jock in their hands or anything like that. Yeah.
Easy.
No, I know. But I think it could have been Brady saying what I said. Look, I need about 10 days. I got some stuff going on. And maybe Todd Bowles went to the team and says, hey, how do you guys feel about this? Or went to his staff, and everybody was like, yeah, whatever Tom needs, give him. I mean, I think the reward might be better than fighting him on this.
610-632-0975 if you want to talk about it. And again, the issue I got with it is people applauding it and saying how relatable Tom Brady is. That's really where it is with me. I understand if you think he's the greatest of all time and he gets to call his own shots, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. If you think that he's relatable because he's going to take just 2 weeks off of work in the middle where he doesn't have paid time off. He just had 6 months vacation. And he's going to take time off in the middle of training camp when other guys are fighting for jobs. Could Tom Brady not help young players get better during training camp by being there? Do young players trying to make their way in the NFL, aren't they better when Tom Brady's around with the reps? They haven't had the reps with him in the offseason. They haven't had the opportunity to get, the rhythm with him and everything. I would imagine you'd get a little better. I'm just saying.
Probably.
but Tom's Tom. He is. Hey, in Cooney's Corner, Bob wonders how much there really was to gain.
Now, let's see what's in Cooney's Corner.
Look, it's my theme all the time, and I say this to you guys. Every practice, every game, you got to get something out of it. It could be a 20-point loss in the NBA or a 40-point loss in the NFL, whatever it is. Something has to be gained. And I'm really, really struggling from Saturday night as to what was gained by this game. Now, did some guys maybe cement themselves as non-players, guys that won't make the roster? Not guys that you didn't already expect weren't going to make the roster. I mean, the biggest story coming out is what? Like, it was amazing to me on Saturday. We talk about this all the time. Yeah, they're meaningless games, and we know that. And Pat didn't even know they were playing. He forgot about it. Like, that's how much it means to this, sports-starved city that Pat, one of the biggest fans I've ever met in this city, forgot that they were playing a game. But was there anything at all gained out of it? I mean, Sinet, did we see that he's not a good number 3 or something like that? I don't know.
Oh, no, he's terrible.
But he's a number 3, So I am really strung. Kayvon Wallace, I don't know. I mean, wow. I just don't know. Nakobe Dean was taken out of the game early.
Yep.
It looked like to protect him like one of the starters or, a guy that's going to get a lot of time. Okay. So what I took out of the game was that they liked Nakobe Dean. I got nothing. I have absolutely nothing out of this game.
And I that's why I didn't watch it till yesterday.
I have an observation.
Like Davion,
oh, you had one?
From a guy that didn't watch the game, I have an observation.
All right.
Carson Strong is not making the team.
I think it's fair.
They're down, 40 points, and they still don't get him in the game?
The largest free agent deal
undrafted
ever.
Free agent, yeah. They gave him
ever
300,000+.
300,000.
Which, look, doing NFL teams is dropping the bucket. That tells you how little these teams spend on undrafted free agents. But he was brought here, and you thought, okay, he could maybe compete for a backup spot. And it looks like at best he might be a practice squad player. But apparently, I was reading, he wasn't even getting time during practice, just because they don't have the time to give him. And that's where I think
he's so far off.
Yeah, only 3 preseason games might hurt him because in the previous years, that 4th preseason game, it's pretty much the Carson Strong show. That was the game where the 3rd and 4th stringers would basically just play the entire game. Now they don't have that, so I don't think Carson Strong's making the team.
Why don't you just have a minor league? Why doesn't the NFL just
NFL Europe
literally partner with something where they really? But no, do it here. Do it here during the spring in the States and have it.
I did a while back for hashtag digital content on the website.
Love the digital content.
I was thinking about what relegation would look like in the NFL, because in soccer they have relegation.
Sure.
And I always found that fascinating. And I was putting NFL teams in Oklahoma City and Sacramento and places like that. And
I like that.
Yeah, and I mean that could be a place of those teams, those relegated teams in the lower division. I had a whole thing on it. You can go.
We can go back and tweet it out.
But it was it was basically like a minor league team. But you could then get promoted to the actual NFL. But it would be a place where Carson Strong would end up going.
When you get promoted from relegation, I'm sorry, I'm not a footballsman from overseas.
Mm-hmm.
Is it just 1 year at a time?
Yeah, so it's
you can get put right back down if you suck.
Yeah, if you come back and suck, you end up getting put right back to the lower division.
Wow. Hey, Amtrak's hiring. Amtrak offers competitive compensation packages and a comprehensive benefits program. Make sure careers.amtrak.com. Pat, you're trying to figure out who needs to have a bigger year.
Yeah.
On this Eagles team as we get ready now, and we are 12 days to opening day.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Isn't that nice?
Okay, so I looked at primarily some backups that we expect some big things from, but backups nonetheless. Kenny Gainwell, Cam Jurgens, Zach McPherson, and Davion Taylor. Who needs to have the bigger year and why? Because I have my answer, but I'm interested to hear what your answer is.
I think it's Gainwell, and I don't think it's close.
Why?
Because of the fact that I do believe that they're going to need to know with a departing Miles Sanders. I don't believe Miles Sanders will be on this team next year. And with Miles Sanders' history, I know that there's going to be 4 or 5 games where he's probably not going to be available. So Gainwell has to take that next step forward. And if this is going to become more of a passing offense, I think Gainwell, that's where he can really step up. And so to me, he has to be the guy.
My first answer was going to be Davion Taylor, but my confidence in him and everything that I've read this training camp has really regressed. So I'm going to say the most important guy. Hopefully it's not Juergens because you don't want Kelsey to be out.
Correct.
I'd have to go with Gainwell also, especially if they're going to be, I'm not going to say a run-heavy offense, but I think it's going to be a run reliability offense. I think they're going to rely when the offense is stuttering on the running game more than anything. So, yeah, I'll go with Gainwell also, Pat.
Well, why do I take it that you are not a Gainwell? Because I know you're a big Gainwell fan like I was before the draft. We both were.
You both suck.
Okay.
Because
thank you.
I was Gainwell too. I thought one of you guys would pick
that's why we don't do. No, that's why we don't do the show before the show.
Or Davion Taylor because the linebacking core is, it's been crappy the past couple of years. But no, Gainwell, and for me it was very similar to what you said, John. I don't think Miles Sanders is going to be here next year. I just think he's going to price himself out. If he has a good year, he'll definitely price himself out. If he has a down year, why would you kind of want him back? So I think they need to know what they have in Kenny Gainwell, because if they don't think that he can be a number one back or at least a 1A in a situational spot, they're going to have to use a pretty high pick on a running back. And I'm not saying one of the first round picks, but probably a second or third round pick you're looking at spending on a running back. So it's kind of a poor man's quarterback situation where we look at Jalen Hurts and we go, well, he needs to prove he's the guy, because if he's not, we're going to spend a high pick on him. I look at running back kind of similarly, where if Kenny Gainwell can't solidify himself as an NFL running back this year, or anything more than really a Boston Scott, then they're going to be spending some high capital on that position.
Is it just me, or does it seem like they need some meat back there?
Yeah, I agree. They need a bruiser.
They just don't have that. They don't have a guy that, like old school football here, but if you need 2 yards on third down, it just doesn't seem like they have that guy that's going to bust through a line and break tackles and run over people. I mean, Gainwell's only 200 pounds, 5'9". Boston Scott, we know how
he's pretty good at that, though,
is.
isn't he? Boston Scott?
Boston Scott isn't bad. He's probably
the
most bruising runner.
And in short yardage, he hasn't been bad.
Yeah, no, he hasn't. Exactly. That's my point.
There has to be somebody you can pick up.
You would think.
And then you'd have to give up somebody else.
Now, Huntley had a nice run the other night, but he doesn't seem to be a guy that they're going to keep, according to a lot of the people that have been following training camp. So I don't know. Are they out there to get a bruiser-type guy or just a bigger back?
I'd be fine with it.
Yeah, me too.
I would advocate that.
Yeah.
Hey, Baby Huey sends along a tweet.
Can he play running back, Baby Huey?
And he says, Brady, his theory, Brady had a vacation plan from when he was retired, and he decided not to cancel it when he came back.
Well, cancellation fees are the worst.
Well, I thought too.
Tough. He'd
Tom
lose
Brady
some money
playing, I said
Tom Brady went to Sandals, huh?
He didn't want to change the flight fee. No, he went to one of the most exclusive places in the Caribbean. That how about
Sandals?
How about $17,000 to $22,000 a night?
He must have had the butler service at Sandals.
I don't know if he did, but $17,000 to $22,000 a night.
I
That's
hope
nothing for
his
him.
Meals are.
Well, I hope
free.
the meals are exceptional. If that happens.
I mean, is it all inclusive?
How about it came with a staff?
Yeah, it's got to come with a staff.
Water sports.
Okay.
But it was water sports of the water sports. It's like boats.
Oh, like
water skiing.
Yeah.
Slides
Sailing
out in the ocean.
Yeah.
It seems like something that Coach Camille would do. Like slides out in the middle of the ocean where they bring these giant sliding boards out and you go down them.
Nothing wrong with that.
Maybe there was a booze cruise involved, too.
Well, with him.
Yeah,
I did a booze cruise once.
Did you? Yeah, so did I.
I didn't realize it was a booze cruise.
If you're staying... if you're trying to, the thing is though, if he's trying to spend all that quality family time, I don't think the booze cruise is what it is. If it's true that Giselle was saying,
she likes to throw him down.
If it's true that you're not a good father, you're not being a good father, that was supposedly the issue. That's his words, that he was not spending enough time with his kids and everything when he had 6 months off, that he was not spending enough time with his own children. And that Giselle had an issue with it. I would think that a booze cruise would be very negatively looked at.
No, you got to have some fun.
Spend time with your kids. If that's the problem.
You get hammered a little bit, go home, and then the Monopoly game goes even better with the kids.
Not in our house. Not this. Monopoly is the argument game. You don't want to play Monopoly. I have 2 sore losers in my house. Oh my gosh. The girls are the worst sore losers ever.
Get Connor over there and
when they're getting
quite a threesome.
when they're losing in a game, it's like they just want to quit. I just want to quit. When they're winning, they love playing games.
Uh-huh.
When they're losing, it's not the best. By the way, does anyone play Trivial Pursuit anymore?
Yeah, I'm sure people do.
So is there an updated Trivial Pursuit?
Yeah, it's called Quizzo.
No, I mean,
you just go to a bar, you get some mozzarella sticks, and 3 hours later, you get a gift card.
That's great. And you have to have the mozzarella sticks?
No, you can get
something
you
else.
can get poppers.
Yes. What?
Yeah, you can get the
They're
loaded
selling
fries.
They're selling poppers now?
Yeah, jalapeno poppers.
Oh, jalapeno poppers.
Yeah, what kind of poppers do you think I was talking
I don't
about?
know. I'm not telling.
Get your mind out of the gutter.
While the NFL needs to rethink preseason, there's a lot of reasons for it. But it's borderline criminal what's going on. We'll get to it next. It's the John Kincade Show. Hopefully your Monday's off to a great start with us here on 97.5 The Fanatic. I know the BetParks Casino and Sportsbook app is the absolute best. You can bet the birds. You can bet on your favorite college team as college football is back this weekend. Penn State a favorite on the road against Purdue. And I'm going to tell you, the line seems a little suspiciously low to me. Temple is less than a touchdown underdog on the road against Duke. And again, I find that line extremely suspicious. If you're you want to bet on Georgia and Alabama, those are pretty big, hefty lines, but they are 2 of the best teams in college football. What you can also bet on, though, is betting on whether the Birds are going to go over 9.5 wins, whether the Birds will win the NFC East. And I've got a $750 risk-free bet for you to use to do it. Go to betparks.com. The website's got all the details. Your risk-free bet will be refunded in site credit. You got to be 21 in New Jersey or Pennsylvania. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The John Kincade Show.
Uh-oh. Looks like I'm in for a bad hair day.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Hi, it's Cuz. Is your summer weight loss plan not working out as well as you hope? Look, hope is not a strategy. This is what you got to do. Contact njdiet.com today. They will contractually guarantee you will lose 20 to 40 plus pounds in only 40 days. Just go to njdiet.com. Their program starts with bioenergetically personalized supplements that are based on your saliva, your hair, and your blood work. And then NJ Diet uses DNA testing to create your ideal diet plan and workout regimen to help you keep the weight off. You're not sure you can do it alone? NJ Diet's with you every step of the way. You're fully monitored by their certified staff to make sure you're burning fat, not just losing water. You'll also get the doctor's personal email and phone number. NJ Diet is committed to you keeping the weight off. It's all natural, no shots, no hormones, no surgery, no prepackaged foods. Locations close by: Newark, Delaware, King of Prussia, Cherry Hill. Worldwide live online video consultations. Call them. 855-5NJ-DIET or go to njdiet.com. That's njdiet.com and lose the weight for good.
The boardwalk, the sand, the surf, the sun. Heading down the shore this weekend? Having fun is a sure thing. Here's what's happening this week at the Jersey Shore. Brought to you by Philly Pretzel Factory. At home or down the shore, don't forget the party tray, the official snack of summer. Cape May is a step back in time to the Victorian era, a time obsessed with illusions, magic, and ghosts. Travel Cape May by trolley on the Spirits, Magic, and Mystery Combo Tour now throughout September. This tour begins and ends at the Washington Street Mall trolley stop and makes a special stop at a Victorian museum. Go to capemac.org for details. So grab a bucket of rivets for the beach and a party tray for the barbecue this summer. Find your nearest store at PhillyPretzelFactory.com. The boardwalk, the sand, the surf, and Philly Pretzel Factory. Fun is a sure thing.
Nachos! Yeah, your nachos!
Hey, I'll take some.
Great. And some Frank's Red Hot.
Oh, nah, I'm good.
Oh, you're just gonna eat these dry, plain, boring nachos with no Franks. Seriously? Frank it up. Frank it up. Come on, lady. Frank it up. Frank it up. Frank it up. Yeah! Yeah, this guy finally gets it. Hey, look, we're on the Jumbotron.
It's the perfect blend of flavor and heat. Frank's Red Hot. I put that on everything.
The Labor Day event from Dell Technologies is here. End the summer strong by starting up a new season of productivity. Your business upgrade begins with up to 48% off top-rated laptops, like Vostro, taking performance to the next level with 12th Gen Intel Core processors. It's time to push your growing business even further. What's next for you? Upgrade today by calling 877-ASK-DEL. That's 877-ASK-DEL.
Progressive Insurance protects people's cars, homes, and other vehicles. But if you've ever seen our commercials or even just heard our name, you probably already knew that. What you may not know is that we support Humble Design, a nonprofit that furnishes homes for families and veterans emerging from homelessness. Because a little help goes a long way. And a lot of help, well, you get the idea. Now, if you already knew all of this about Progressive Insurance, we're impressed. We'll have to find something else cool to tell you next time. Find out more about how we're dedicated to our customers and communities at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
It's a fact. Only 0.0001% of people will ever step up to the plate as a pro baseball player. For the rest of us, there's BetRivers.com Sportsbook app. Featuring same-game parlays, you can combine the excitement of different bets all from the same game. Totals? Bet 'em. Spreads? Bet 'em. Player props? It's a home run. Download the BetRivers.com Sportsbook app today. It's a whole new game.
Presented by Rivers Casino, Pittsburgh. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Thinking about gas mileage. An oil change with quality oil like Castrol Edge Full Synthetic can help your engine get more out of every tank. Right now, you can get 5 quarts with an STP Extended Life oil filter for only $37.99. Get what you need for better fuel efficiency at any of our 6,200 stores or on AutoZone.com.
Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
If you or someone you love has been diagnosed with breast cancer, breastcancer.org is here to help. Find free expert guidance online. Learn about breast cancer risk, diagnosis, treatments, side effects, and managing life during cancer. Join breastcancer.org's online community to connect with others who know just what you're going through. Our mission is to empower you to make the best decisions for your life. No one should face breast cancer alone. Find support at breastcancer.org.
At CSL Plasma, you can make up to $825 this month when you donate plasma at any of CSL Plasma's tri-state area donation centers. That's money you get on a reloadable prepaid card for doing a good deed. Plasma donations help create therapies to treat patients with rare and serious diseases, and donations are needed now more than ever. The donation process is a lot like donating blood, with a nice chunk of change in your pocket when you're done. As a thank you for your time, you don't need an appointment to donate. Walk-ins are welcome.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station, home of the most entertaining sports talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
Remember, when you leave the car, we don't have to leave your morning. Grab that 97.5 app.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
John Kincade Show on The Fanatic. I had 2 people tell me that I did something stupid this weekend, trying to do the right thing. I will tell you what I did that I was told was sort of stupid. I got told.
Who told you it was sort of stupid?
2 friends told me that I did something stupid this weekend when I did the right thing. I made the decision to do something, the right thing. I'm an idiot. And I was told that I was stupid for doing it.
Are you sure it was the right thing?
Yes, it was absolutely the right thing. I'll share it with you in a minute coming up. But the 7 a.m. hour is brought to you by the all-new Bet Parks app. Sportsbook and casino in one sleek, easy-to-use app. Get those preseason wagers in on the over-unders, Defensive Player of the Year, MVP, things like that. Who's going to win divisions? Do it with a $750 risk-free bet in Pennsylvania and New Jersey. You got to be 21. Use the Bet Parks app. All right, I mean, we've talked about it a little bit this morning early on. The NFL needs to rethink preseason. And if we have any attorneys in the audience that could add to this conversation, I would appreciate you if you wanted to join in at 610-632-0975. And there's one part about the whole preseason stuff that I really think has to be investigated, and it's charging for this garbage. It's perfectly okay for the coaches to make the decision to play nobody in these games, but to make the fans pay for it as part of a season ticket package, to me, is borderline criminal, and it might actually, I don't know what constitutes fraud, And I tried to look up the definition of fraud. And one of the things in criminal fraud with sales is that people have used it's a bait and switch to bring lawsuits. I would attest that selling tickets to an NFL preseason game and the majority of the players on the field not being NFL players on Sunday afternoons when the games count for real would be borderline fraud. They're selling a fraudulent product. And if there's any attorneys out there that could, add a little intelligence to the conversation that I can't, how is this bait and switch legal? How is it legal that the NFL teams do this? Because it's a joke that now, and it's getting worse. This isn't getting better. It's getting worse.
Well, yeah, I guess the legality in it is that you're choosing to do so knowing those facts that you just stated
you don't have
out
a choice.
there. Right.
You're being forced to buy it.
Well, no, you're not.
If you're a season ticket holder, you're forced to buy it.
You choose to be a season ticket holder. So it's like they can always go back to that. You don't have to be a season ticket holder. Don't do it then. People that have season tickets that I talk to about preseason say almost universally the same thing. Yeah, I know. It's just included in there.
Do they give it away? Do they tend to give them away?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, my God, yeah. Give them away.
So they don't tend to go. Your friends who are season ticket holders don't go.
No, they don't have to practice tailgating. They're pretty good at it.
They don't need to warm up? No
warm up. No, it might be the preseason for the players, but not for the fans. They don't need that. It is a chance for someone that maybe can't afford to go to a game or can't take their kids to a game on a Sunday afternoon or get tickets at a reasonable price to maybe find some tickets easily and be able to say, I took my kid to an Eagles game, however watered down it may be. But it all goes back to you choose to have season tickets. It's not like you use the word, you're forced to. Yes, but you also chose to have season tickets first, and then the forcing came about. So, yeah, I would say the consumer doesn't have a leg to stand on.
Consumer, and if you're a consumer out there and you have a thought, you can share one if you wish at 610-632-0975. I think it's bait and switch, Pat. And I think that now they're so blatant about not caring about it, it's even worse.
Yeah, a little bit. But they would tell you everything Bob said. They'd also tell you, well, I mean, we took a game away. It's one less game you have to pay for. I mean, and also in the other leagues, other than baseball, if you're a season ticket holder, you have to pay for the preseason games. I have Sixers season tickets, and I have to pay for the meaningless preseason games that they have. Now, the difference obviously is the fact that it's way cheaper,
and the players are going to play in them, aren't they?
Yeah, you'll probably see a few.
You get to
You're
see some of
all of them, but you'll see a few.
Right.
You'll be able to see the superstars like Isaiah Joe. But yeah, it hurts when you're paying $80+ to basically either give them away, not go. Like, it's just a sunk cost at that point. I do wish that the Eagles or other teams had the option of donating them to a charity and then getting like a credit that you could use in the team store or something to that effect. I mean, maybe not like if you paid $80 for the game and you donated to like the Boys and Girls Club.
Get $25 in the
something, right. Because the reality is I don't think a lot of fans go to these games because they know who they're seeing.
I don't know.
Go on.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know exactly what it is that's going to change, but something like we're at a real low point right now when it comes to preseason. Not that it was ever this dramatic, great thing, whatever, but everyone universally is around complaining about preseason football right now. And now you have coaches and players that are taking it half-ass and saying, we're not playing any stuff. I mean, every game. There was a game on in PJ Wellahans the other night. It was Cincinnati and the Rams. And they showed Cincinnati sideline and pretty much all of their starters in street clothes. Like, what are you doing here? And I think that might have been a nationally televised game. It was a repeat of last year's Super Bowl. And it's just like, what's going on here? Things like this usually get fixed in sports. I don't know how. But I don't think it's going to be I think something, maybe what Pat alluded to, something like that, something is going to change.
Well, one thing that needs to change is just make it 18 games. Let's make it easy. Let's go to 18 games and take one of the preseason games away and just do joint practices and don't start doing this anymore. Give the owners, I guess the owners want an extra gate, so every team would have 9 home games. and you can do something where, and for the Eagles, for the joint practices, maybe you could have $10 get you in for the Eagles Autism Foundation.
Yeah.
Have it at the link, have the joint practices, and have it be $10 to get in, and do it for a charity, do it some sort of charitable venture. The Eagles do great work for the Eagles Autism Foundation. Do that.
Yeah.
Something like that along those lines. You can find your way around it, but I think 18 games right now is inevitable. Watching this garbage go on, they can play 18 games. 17 games didn't last year cause the catastrophic injuries that people were saying. It's too much wear and tear. It did nothing of the sort. So to me, you just go to 18, have it be an even season, and then do it from there.
Yeah, I mean, what is the benefit of getting out onto a regular field now? I mean, sure, do you want to see what some kids can do under the limelight, or the spotlight, rather, and all of that? I guess. But would it really hurt anyone if you didn't have preseason games?
No,
I'm not saying that's going to happen, but something is going to change. I am confident that this time next year we're either going to be saying, you know what, they really handled this correctly, or they need to do more. But something's going to change.
There are more guys, more clubs playing it the way that Sirianni chooses to do it than ever before. It's still not the majority, but the new age way of going about it. Sean McVay doesn't even he doesn't play anyone.
Yeah.
He refuses to risk it. So the Eagles got to we're 12 days to the opener. And as long as Miles Sanders and Jason Kelce come back, and Jason Kelce, by the way, did not get hurt in training camp.
No, that was a lingering thing,
That was a lingering thing that they decided to clean up so it wouldn't be a problem during the season. So, honestly, Miles Sanders is the only guy who got hurt.
Yeah.
And Nick Sirianni, I questioned it. Again, it's right. But it's not right if you guys come out 2-5. If this season starts out 2-5 and it's garbage, then it didn't turn out the right way.
Yeah.
This didn't work. I don't want to have somebody. I hear people already spiking the football and saying, see, Sirianni was right. They're healthy coming out of preseason. But if they start out another season crappily, then no, it wasn't right.
Crappily.
They weren't prepared. That is a word, isn't it?
You know, the only thing that I can take out of it, because we don't have definitive answers. The only definitive thing is, okay, who's all of the starters, who's all there opening day? And look, it looks like it's going to be a home run that way. The only thing I can say definitively is people that said, well, look how later in the year they didn't have injuries and all that stuff. I don't think that relates to early in training camp.
It has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I just don't. That's good that you get to the beginning of the season healthy. That's great. I don't think after a few games anything has to do with not playing preseason games or having a tough training camp.
Pat, you on that same boat?
I agree with that. Yeah, after about, game 2, I don't think training camp has to do with anything.
Yeah, I mean
it'll take a little, and look, we all know the first missed tackle of the season, we're going to go, training camp.
They didn't practice it in training camp.
We'll never consider the fact that maybe he just took a bad angle to the defender or whatever. We'll blame training camp, but I mean, I really do believe the fact that they're facing Detroit week 1 has something to do with the soft training camp that they've had.
You think? If they had a harder opponent, it would be different?
I think if they had,
they're getting ready for Dallas.
Oh, that's interesting.
I think if Dallas week 1, I think it's a little bit different. But I think they know, all right, Detroit, we can beat them.
Wow. Hey, real estate developers, Spring Garden Lending specializes in bridge and permanent loans to acquire, rehab, construct, and refinance investment properties. Spring Garden Lending's faster than a bank and less expensive than hard money lenders. Okay, I'm not going to give the establishment where this happened because I don't want anyone to look bad. It was a simple mistake, and I don't want anyone to look bad. I went and bought gift cards to at a warehouse store. You know how you can buy the gift cards at a discounted price? 4 $25 gift cards was $79 for a restaurant that we love to go to. So I got the gift cards.
Was it Olive Garden?
I'm not going to. No, it's not. I promise you it wasn't.
Applebee.
When I got when I was given the gift card envelope, I just took it from the person because you hand them the big cardboard card at the warehouse store, and then they get you the envelope with the gift cards. Well, it ends up that 2 envelopes stuck together, and I didn't know it.
Oh.
So I was handed back my receipt with 2 envelopes. So I went to the car, And I went and got the person who gave me the tickets, gave me the cards, knew who I was. And I said, would you like some FanFest tickets? And he goes, I'd love some. So I said, I'm going to go to my car, get you some FanFest tickets. I've got some. I'm going to come back in. Well, I left I sent Christina left her in the car and left the envelopes with her.
Did you roll the window down a little bit?
No, I left the air conditioner going so she could do that.
Okay.
I was a kind husband.
I got you.
So when I was in the store giving the FanFest tickets and I came back out, she said to me, how many did you buy? And I said, I bought 4 cards, $100 of cards. There was $200 of cards because the envelope stuck together. And I returned it.
Yeah.
Yeah, return it.
Yeah.
I walked in. I got told by 2 people that I consider to be very upstanding sort of people that I was stupid to do that.
No, you did the right thing.
I understand it's the right thing.
Yeah,
but
you're not
says
stupid.
The amount of times that people get ripped off, he said, by these large corporations, you should have just taken it. And I said, no, that's bad juju.
No, 2 wrongs don't make a right.
Right.
2 rights made an airplane, but
that's very good.
You don't. No, you did the right thing.
You bring it back in.
Yeah, absolutely.
You bring that right, Pat. You bring it right back in, right? Because something.
Pat might have a different answer.
No, it depends on how I'm doing financially.
Come on.
It does. It depends. I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm above it. It depends on how I'm doing financially. If I'm making, if I'm working 25 hours here and I'm part time and I end up getting
and you end up with an extra $100 in gift cards.
Let's party. But if I'm okay financially, I'll probably walk it back. It'll probably get somebody in trouble.
See, I do it now. The weird thing is I don't know that I did the right thing for the right reason. I did the right thing thinking
because
one
Christina
thing.
told you to?
No, I didn't want the person to get in trouble in case it counted against them. That was my main reason. But also, too, I think of bad juju. I think I'm a believer, stupidly or not, that if you do something, the universe is going to screw you over back. You do something like that, you steal, you do that, the universe is going to come back and screw you over. Somehow the universe is going to get that back.
Yeah.
And I was told that is the dumbest thing, that the world doesn't work that way. And that's like, why would I think that? And like, I was being laughed at for thinking that something bad would happen to me if I took advantage of a situation.
I just look at it like it always feels good to do the right thing. And that was the right thing. You didn't pay for it.
But I didn't do it because, I got to be honest, I didn't do it because of that.
I do want to.
I did it because I think I do it because I think that bad behavior is going to backfire on you. If you treat somebody like a jerk, like you treat like a store clerk like a jerk, or you treat a waitress like a jerk,
or like an associate producer,
that it's going to come back to you.
Yeah.
Or an associate producer that you're allowed to.
All right, what was the thing that the cards were in?
They were in a white envelope, like a small white envelope, and they were.
How do you say that word, Pat?
But it was stuck together.
Envelope.
Yeah. That's all.
You're an envelope guy.
I'm an envelope.
Pat and I are envelope guys.
Envelopes.
Coach,
I'm an envelope.
Are you an on or an N?
No, it's an envelope.
Envelope.
I'm an envelope.
I think they're both probably right.
I think they could be. I don't know if there is a proper pronunciation.
I don't know either.
John,
you think there's a way to find out?
One thing you just said, you said something about, the universe and creating some bad vibes and everything.
What world?
I believe in that too.
So
I
you
believe in like the universe, has its plan for you. Now maybe you did something nice a couple weeks ago and the universe was rewarding you with something extra in those envelopes.
That's an interesting way to look at it. Now the weird thing is that I also was a little, then they got in my head and I said to myself, well, he goes, well, you did it because you were afraid of something bad happening to you. You didn't do it because you wanted to do the right thing. And I was like, well, I did want to do the right thing, but then they start.
I don't know. The fact that you thought so much about this makes me think that you were.
But I went right in and did it. I did not hesitate.
Okay.
The minute my wife showed me, I said, I'm going back in. Walked back in and gave it.
They gave me too many of these things. Got to run it back in.
Yeah, I was afraid. Hey,
but you gave away FanFest tickets.
But I did give away FanFest tickets. Yes. So he'll be at FanFest.
So my neighbor, Jackie, my next door neighbor.
Yes.
Her son was over visiting this weekend, and he and I had become friends, and he's a listener to the station. So I saw Brian's car out front when I was cleaning the garage the other day. So I grabbed 5 FanFest tickets and I put them under his windshield.
Oh, that's nice.
And I said, I left something for you on your car. And he's like, oh, you're the man. I'm going to be there.
See, there we go.
I've given away. So I got 100 tickets from Todd a couple of weeks ago.
Hello, Todd.
I'm down to 11.
Todd,
that's how many I've given away so far.
I'm down to around 30, but I don't know how many the family's gotten, so I got to get more for the family.
Yeah, I got to get some more, too. Yeah, I can't wait for FanFest. So much fun.
FanFest, FanDuel Sportsbook presenting FanFest 2022 coming up Saturday, October 1st, 1 to 5 at Xfinity Live. How about three people? 215-263-0975. If you need your FanFest tickets, 215-263-0975. Say hello to Haley and tell her that West Virginia stinks. And pick up some FanFest tickets for yourself right now. She may be pissed if you do that, though. In Pat's point of view, he's looking at teams that we expect the Eagles to win against.
This is Pat's point of view. Here's Pat.
Hi, Pat.
It's me, Pat. We talked about this team a little bit earlier. So you've got the Detroit Lions, you've got the Washington Commanders, Jacksonville Jaguars, Houston Texans, New York Giants, and Chicago Bears. So those are the teams that you look at on the Eagles schedule and you go, okay, we can pretty much pencil them in for a win for the most part. All right, so the rest of the schedule, whatever. But those teams right there, you've got Detroit, Washington, Jacksonville, Houston, Giants, and the Bears. So those 6 teams, which one of those teams do you think is going to give the Eagles the biggest fits? Which one of those teams do you think is going to take the leap and surprise some people and keep the Eagles from going 8-0 during that stretch? 2 of them are divisional opponents. But the rest of them are, once again, when the schedule comes out, you go, okay, not that you like doing wins and losses, but you go, we can pretty much expect a win there.
It's Commanders for me.
You think they're going to split with them, huh?
Yeah, I think the Commanders are the most dangerous team. I think the Commanders are finishing second. I think they'll be ahead of Dallas.
Yeah, I don't
I know people don't.
I like Ron Rivera, but I just don't see that. But if you're going to go...
I also expect Carson to have a good year.
7. These 7 games, because you got Washington in there twice,
right?
And we have to pick a loss.
Well, no, it's 8 games. We got Giants in there twice.
Giants twice, too.
Oh, I'm sorry. Giants twice. My fault, Pat.
Commanders will be better than the Giants. Commanders will be better than Jacksonville.
Yeah, Jacksonville doesn't scare me. Houston doesn't scare me.
Commanders will be better than the Bears. Commanders will be better than Houston.
I only say Washington also because... Not because it scares me, but because I don't think they're going to sweep 2 of the 3 division opponents. I don't think.
Where do you fall, Pat?
Is Washington a team that not scares you, Pat, but out of those 8 games?
None of them scare me, but the Washington is the team where I look at and I go, that could surprise some people. I think it's trendy to rip on Carson for obvious reasons, but you forget that he had a decent year last year in Indy.
I think he's going to have a good year.
And he has better weapons in Washington than he had in Indy. So I could see Washington being decent, surprise people. I mean, that's about it, though.
I'll tell you what. Here's one.
That schedule's pretty meh.
Here's one that scares me a little bit now.
It is pretty crappy.
So you go a 3-week stretch here where you go at Colts, Green Bay at home, at Tennessee.
Yeah.
We talked about that before. That's a rough stretch. But then you go at the Giants, at the Bears, at the Cowboys. So that Bears game, Pat, like it comes in between 2 divisional opponents, and it comes the second of 3 away games. That might be like a little bit of a catch game there, that Chicago game. So if you're really looking for one, scheduling-wise, that's a tough go right there.
I kind of thought John would pick the Bears because of Justin Fields.
I like Justin Fields. I do. I just think, Pat, I love the timing of the Bears game because I think they will be so buried by then and the Eagles will be playing for something
won't even matter.
That it won't matter. And if you were telling me the Bears was in September, I would have much more concern about the Bears.
I do wonder how much love he can get out of the Texans if he can kind of get them competing.
I can't believe he got that job.
Yeah, neither can I.
I really can't believe that they did a search and that's what they came up with. And Lovie Smith, an internal candidate, and it just doesn't make sense to me. And I like Lovie. I just don't love Lovie for that job. Get it?
I think people from Illinois would agree with you.
Well, there's plenty.
Didn't do
whether they were the Bears coach or otherwise. But he did take the Bears to the Super Bowl, though.
No, I was talking about the University of Illinois.
No, I understand that, though. No, I said they remember him there. The people in Illinois remember him fondly for that, but not for the Illini, though.
Yeah, I think the year he got fired, they won like 9 games or 10 games. They were good the year he got fired from the Bears.
Yeah, it just is. I think
they went to Tampa and wasn't very good.
No, definitely not. So a lot of people, thanks for hanging out with us. We appreciate it. Hopefully you're getting in for FanDuel Sportsbook presenting FanFest 2022. We do appreciate it for you to be able to get in for that. Seems like a lot of people doing vacation this week. A lot of people we knew doing vacation this week.
It's a good week for vacay, as you said. If your kids aren't going back until after Labor Day, you get this weekend, come home, have a long weekend, and then boom, get the kids out.
Or if you're empty nesters.
Yes. Oh, yeah, you got that.
It's even better for the first time ever. That is that is something that might work. There is a sham that is going to go on here in town, and we already know it. What's the sham? Well, hang out with us. It's not the sham wow. John Kincade Show here on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Hey, guys, FanDuel in partnership with Valley Forge wants you to be ready for college football season. This week, new customers get $150 in free bets for week 1. Place a $5 bet and get $150 in free bets. Win or lose, bet college football any way you like. You know the big boys this week, they usually go up against lesser opponents. Do you want to lay big lines? Maybe you do. Maybe you want to take some underdogs in there. Temple Duke this weekend might be something you want to take a look at. Try a same-game parlay, live betting, or bet big promotions like odds boosts. New to FanDuel? The app is easy to use. They're always hooking you up with great odds, and they pay you fast. See why FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. Download the FanDuel app today and sign up with promo code Bob. Place a $5 bet to get $150 in free bets. College football, it's back, baby. That's promo code Bob. 21 plus and present in Pennsylvania. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable free bets that expire 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The John Kincade Show.
You can't just tag no offense on the end of something horribly offensive and act like it's okay.
On 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia. FanFest 2022 is coming.
Saturday, October 1st at Xfinity Live. Doors open at 1 p.m.
Presented by FanDuel Sportsbook.
Here's what to expect.
100-foot obstacle course, Rockwall Mechanical Shark, the Fanatics Haunted Halloween Beach, the Sixers Half Court, the Philadelphia Union's mobile soccer field, the Flyers Inflatable Goal, Franklin the Mascot, gritty, exotic sports cars, all of our Fanatic hosts, DJ Mo Green, loads of food and beer.
And just added, Eagles cornerback Darius Slay.
Darius Slay is brought to us by CSL Plasma.
The countdown is on. For more FanFest info and ticket rate days, go to 975thefanatic.com.
Fanatic FanFest 2022, Saturday, October 1st from 1 to 5 p.m. at Xfinity Live and only from 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
The boardwalk, the sand, the surf, the sun. Heading down the shore this weekend, having fun is a sure thing. Here's what's happening this week at the Jersey Shore, brought to you by Philly Pretzel Factory. At home or down the shore, don't forget the party tray, the official snack of summer. Cape May is a step back in time to the Victorian era, a time obsessed with illusions, magic, and ghosts. Travel Cape May by trolley on the Spirits, Magic, and Mystery Combo Tour now throughout September. This tour begins and ends at the Washington Street Mall trolley stop and makes a special stop at a Victorian museum. Go to CapeMayMac.org for details. So grab a bucket of rivets for the beach and a party tray for the barbecue this summer. Find your nearest store at PhillyPretzelFactory.com. The boardwalk, the sand, the surf, and Philly Pretzel Factory. Fun is a sure thing.
If the best part of your workday is spent listening to us on your drive to work and back, maybe it's time your workday was spent somewhere else. Many of the companies you hear advertising on The Fanatic are hiring talented, hardworking people just like you. Visit the Fanatic job board at 975thefanatic.com/now hiring for links to career opportunities with our partners.
Pump Man Philly is now hiring experienced technicians. Pump Man Philly is a leading provider of water and wastewater pump service and repair, offering competitive wages, incentive programs, and great employees. employee benefits. Pump up your career. Apply online at pumpmanphilly.com. Ferguson HVAC is hiring. Want to work for the leading wholesale distributor of HVAC parts, supplies, and equipment? Ferguson is actively hiring delivery drivers, warehouse associates, and sales support representatives. Check out ferguson.com/careers for job openings in your area.
These are just a few of our advertisers now hiring. Check out the full list at 975thefanatic.com/now hiring. We love working with these companies, and we're sure you will too.
If you work remote, Staples has you covered.
Stylish office decor to turn my finished basement into a complete workspace solution.
Staples has you covered.
A desk that's all business, but not too businessy.
Staples has you covered. And now at Staples, take up to 50% off select chairs and up to 75% off select desks. Plus, with 25% off Staples furniture support, we'll assemble your new furniture and guarantee it against wear and defects. Explore solutions for your remote workspace at Staples. Ends 9/3 in-store only.
Progressive Insurance protects people's cars, homes, and other vehicles. But if you've ever seen our commercials or even just heard our name, you probably already knew that. What you may not know is that we support Humble Design, a nonprofit that furnishes homes for families and veterans emerging from homelessness. Because a little help goes a long way. And a lot of help, well, you get the idea. Now, if you already knew all of this about Progressive Insurance, we're impressed. We'll have to find something else cool to tell you next time. Find out more about how we're dedicated to our customers and communities at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
The wait is almost over. A new football season is about to begin. So get ready for the NFL Week 1 action with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. To celebrate the return of football, DraftKings is giving new customers a can't-miss offer. Bet just $5 on any football game and get $200 in free bets instantly. One action for opening night, everyone can experience the thrill of DraftKings early win promotion. Get up 7, you win. Bet on any NFL team of your choice, and if your team leads by 7 points at any point during the game, you get paid instantly, even if your team loses. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code FANATIC. That's code FANATIC, only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older, Pennsylvania only. Bonus issued as free bets. One early win token issued at opt-in. Money lines bet only. Deposit and wagering restrictions apply. Eligibility and terms at DraftKings.com/football terms. In partnership with Meadows Racetrack and Casino. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
When others treat your fries as an afterthought, all you're left with are cold, soggy fries. That's why Wendy's fries are ones you won't forget. Guaranteed to be hot and crispy, or we'll replace them. We're talking natural cut, skin-on fries, perfectly seasoned with a hint of sea salt. In fact, they're even preferred almost 2-to-1 over McDonald's. These are fries so hot and crispy, they beg a new question.
What would you like with your fries?
Try them today, only at Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's, taste preference based on a national taste test by an independent research company.
Hey, it's cuz, don't be that guy with the t-shirt on in the pool. You can still be slimmer for this summer. Since it only takes 40 days to lose a contractually guaranteed 20 to 40-plus pounds with NJ Diet, their program uses hair, saliva, and bioenergetic scans to personalize natural formulas and supplements to help you lose the weight. Their DNA info is used to help you keep it off. No shots, no hormones, no surgery, no prepackaged foods. Ew. Call 855-5NJ-DIET or visit njdiet.com. That's njdiet.com.
Get Labor Day savings at Lowe's. Buy one, get one 50% off select HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams Paint and Cabot Exterior Stains via rebate. And save on Lowe's exclusive Stainmaster laminate flooring starting at $269 per square foot. It's 3 times wear resistant and backed by a lifetime limited warranty. Shop Labor Day savings now at Lowe's. Stainmaster claims compared to standard residential grade laminate. See warranty at Lowe's.com/Stainmaster. Conditions and exclusions apply. See store Lowe's.com for paint details and restrictions. While supplies last. Offer valid through 9/7.
Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
Thank God this is radio, or you'd have to be looking at my face. I'm too sexy for my shirt.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
John Kincade Show on The Fanatic on your Monday morning. Only 2 of our drivers from the beach have checked in this morning. So we got Vince. Vince came up this morning from Anglesey? So
yeah.
That's what is that, North Wildwood?
Yeah.
Okay, Anglesey. He came up from Anglesey to Manayunk. And he did that drive in how long, Pat?
Hour and 14.
I'll go 126.
134.
Okay.
He said 134.
How fast was this dude going?
Anglesey.
You said 114.
How slow was he going? I should say.
I said at that point, and then we have
suggestion.
Then we have another one is Mason. I guess it's Mason. I can't tell with the abbreviated name. Mason made it from Cape May Courthouse. Cape May Courthouse.
That's not bad. That's easy.
Oh, wait
That's
a minute. The Cape May Courthouse is.
That's like exit. It's right near where the zoo is.
Okay, right near where the zoo is.
Yeah.
Okay, he made it from Cape May Courthouse, and he is already in his office in Conshohocken. How long did it take him?
He was a little less. I'll go first. He was probably a 118sman.
I'll go 124.
How about 125, Pat?
Good job, Patrick.
He said, and he knows he was speeding. But he loved the conversation we had this morning. So there you go. So we appreciate it. We got a lot of people like now it's become a thing where tell us how fast you got from the beach. The people who take the ride up on Monday morning. I think it's a great thing to do. If you don't mind, like, I wouldn't mind that at all. I'd rather have my Sunday. I'd rather have Sunday dinner down the beach and
yeah. When we used to go to the beach long ago, I would often find myself on Sunday struggling. Should I go home today or tomorrow? And it usually wound up tomorrow.
How did you enjoy a few days down? Though you got to go down a couple times this week, right?
It was good. Yeah, went
Tommy's
down.
birthday too.
Yeah. We went to. Well, that's funny because we went to Atlantic City. We took him out to lunch and then let him do a little gambling. He likes the slot machines, and he won $12, John.
And Tommy and I would have been high-fiving that.
Yeah. So, but the drive. So then we went over to Ocean City to take him on rides and to go-karts and stuff like that. The drive from Atlantic City to Ocean City said 31 minutes.
What?
So it's 31 minutes to get from there to there, but you can make it home in almost an hour. Yeah.
It is amazing how you can do these rides, I guess. But plus, too, as long as it's wide open.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just, as long as you're not, like, driving.
And there's so many different ways to get down the shore anymore. I think people know that it doesn't have to just be Parkway Expressway. A lot of people know back ways.
Hey, does your siding crack under pressure? Because even if you have to replace a board, LP SmartSide products are designed to bend. Side with LP SmartSide trim and siding at lpcorp.com/pro. By the way, just want to give a little bit of love. Coach, does Jim Curtin know? And this is pointed out by one of our emailers, Daniel, who is
Say, Danny.
Daniel sits right next to the Sons of Ben. And he says, does Jim Curtin know that he's undefeated when he comes on your show? I do not know that to be true.
It is.
Is it the game after?
True. There's a reason why he's undefeated when he comes on the show, for this season at least. He normally comes on the show before they have a home game.
Correct.
And they are undefeated at home this year.
Oh, okay. So he's saying, does Jim Curtin know? Well, then I'm not sure Jim Curtin worries about such minutia. But I thought it was pretty awesome in those pictures of Tyrese Maxey being there. Maxey is such a rock star in this town.
He really is.
It's awesome. It's absolutely awesome to see. It is so much fun. He just brings such a great energy to it, and he shared his energy with the Union crowd, who was more than welcoming him into the family, which was awesome the other day. So 6-0.
I saw some social media this weekend, too, with the Phillies locker room holding up some Union wardrobe banners or scarves or something like that.
See, I like that.
They're the talk of the town.
Little camaraderie, right? Now, now we are at the point, though, where expectations are extremely high. Like, this should be a championship year, right?
Yeah. If they don't win the if they don't get to the finals this year, it's a pretty big disappointment.
Like, finals should be the floor. That's a hell of an expectation for an organization. You make it to the championship, or you have disappointed. That's a hell of a floor.
Yeah, but
that's right, though, Pat?
They seem to be up to the task. I mean,
yes.
Jim has these guys ready to go. It seems like every game. Coach knows more than any of us. So the fact that they're undefeated at home says a lot. You know, I mean, the pressure. It seems like last year with the COVID year and how they kind of got screwed, they could have handled it obviously two ways. They could have folded, or they could have gotten pissed off and used it as a chip on their shoulder, and they chose the latter. So that's good leadership.
They chose violence.
They did.
They're bludgeoning.
My God, have they ever?
They're bludgeoning people.
7-0, 6-0 scores.
I mean, those are weird scores for the
Oh, that's
MLS.
like a 40-0 football game. It's a 30-point win in the NBA, a 6-0 game, probably worse. They're fun to watch.
It is fun, and I thought it was weird.
And I thought your question, real quick, sorry to interrupt you, to Jim Curtin on Friday, I did catch a little of the show, asking him about offense, defense, which is more important. I thought that was a very good question.
For a championship club, because I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's a matter of opinion or if it's something that is a foregone conclusion as to what is better.
And they are, on offense and defense, they are equally phenomenal.
It
Their
really is
defense
incredible.
is really, really good, yeah.
It's good. It's good to see, and it's fun, and congratulations to the Union. There is going to be a sham perpetrated on the Philadelphia sports public and the sporting community, and I'm perfectly fine with it. And I don't know if that's good or bad that I'm perfectly fine with it. The idea that there is going to be an interview process at the end of the year is required. And I did not know this, and I'm sorry that I didn't know this. Do you know that the Phillies will have to go through an interview process at the end of the year before they give the job? They're not allowed to just give the job to Rob Thompson. They have to conduct an interview process. There must be a
defined process.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a sham process, and I've always wondered about this with the Rooney Rule in the NFL, because I think a lot of very, very talented coaches have sort of been given the sham interview just to check the box of the Rooney Rule by teams that had already made the decision on who they wanted to have as their head coach. And to me, I look at it as the Phillies are going to have an interview process to hire Rob Thompson. Why should they have to do that? Like, why should there be an interview process? He's already had the on-the-job interview, and he's nailed the interview.
Yeah, I don't know. That is kind of strange.
I didn't know that this was the case until reading about it. They have.
I didn't know it either.
Because they have to interview. They have to interview people.
I said to you guys that during the All-Star break, I wish they would remove the interim tag and make him the full-time manager. So I didn't know that either. Is there an amount of people that they have to bring in?
And I don't know if it's even I tried researching it because it's not even like I don't know if it is a Major League Baseball version of the Rooney Rule or anything like that.
So they can't just take the interim tag off and name the manager.
There must be an interview process.
I mean, can they just find like an usher and interview that guy and then call it?
That's what I mean. What is the process? Like,
I mean,
are they going to interview Thompson and then say that's it? We went through the process.
Well, like, I don't understand why that would even be potentially required. That Rob Thompson would have to interview for this job. I would say Rob Thompson has interviewed for the job. He interviewed for it by going 50-27 in his first 77 games as manager. He interviewed for it.
Yeah.
And he aced the interview.
Yeah, there should be no other candidates out there. I mean, it's his. It's not even his job to lose. It should be his job.
Like when you see the Rooney Rule, do you look at it with a skewed eye that many times teams just check the box and don't legitimately look at a candidate and say, yeah, I'm required to interview people? That it's very rare that a Rooney Rule candidate gets the job. And that's where Mike Tomlin came from. That's why the Rooney Rule thing came into effect. It's very rare that the candidate out of left field, especially the minority candidate out of left field in the NFL, goes and gets the job. It seems like a charade that they perpetrate many, many times.
Yeah, I hope not. I hope that teams aren't doing it just because they have to. I'm not going to be naive enough to say that they do. Here's what I hope, is that you do bring in somebody that maybe is sort of an unknown, and you're following the Rooney Rule, and you say, whoa, that guy just blew our doors off. You know,
he's better than the guy we assumed.
Exactly. If it opens more doors for people, I am totally for it. I'm not going to be naive enough to say I'm sure that there has been at times some teams that went through the process and that was it. But I'm anxious about if anybody knows about this baseball managerial process, because I can't find anything either.
Yeah, they have to conduct.
Where'd you see this weekend?
That they have to conduct an interview. I got to find where I was reading it, and I was like, wait a minute, they're going to have to go through like a charade at the end of the year to be able to do this. Coming in Cooney's Corner, Bob wants to talk about vanilla. This isn't Cooking with Cooney, Bob.
Now, let's see what's in Cooney's corner.
I'm not a big fan of adding the vanilla to stuff. Like what?
Oh, I love vanilla. Are you kidding me?
What is that? Well, what?
Vanilla is delicious.
But is it when it comes to the NFL?
Yeah, well, this training camp, as we all know, preseason training camp, it was very vanilla as far as the Eagles went. And as I'm thinking about it this weekend and watching some of that game on Saturday night, you come away with it by saying, well, what exactly were the big stories of this training camp? And I came away with almost nothing. I mean, think about it. I really do. I want you two to let me know. What are your two biggest stories that came out of this Eagles training camp that has to do with the football team? Like, is there anything? And I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Maybe it is, because you went into training camp not wanting to get hurt, not wanting to come away with injuries. Okay, so you went in not wanting something to happen. And now I'm wondering if you come out of it with, well, that's exactly it. Nothing really happened in this training camp. What are the biggest stories? What are your two biggest stories about this training camp?
That they made a mistake on Carson Strong. And that's crazy. No, but I mean, honestly.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
The first thing he thought of was they made a mistake on an undrafted free agent.
They made the biggest mistake anyone's ever made.
But
the most
they lost
money
$300,000 to a guy that's never going to play.
It's $300,000, which is nothing in the NFL.
No, I understand, but nobody's ever done it.
No, John's just proven my point, and he knows it, too.
There's no stories out of this. You know what I mean?
And that's a good thing. Like a boring training camp, a quiet training camp is good.
It is if you're a good team. If you're a really good team, it is. If you're a team that's looking to be on the up and up, man, I didn't hear a lot about so-and-so being a lot better than we thought he was or whatever. I mean, I had one of my big stories being, and this is weird, the emergence of Cam Jurgens.
That's a great story. That is a great story.
Okay, if something is more wrong with Jason Kelce or moving into the future with Jason Kelce, you may have his replacement in line. And that's what I have written down,
wild.
Cam Jurgens. And then I have question mark. Pat, do you have any other that's a big story out of this training camp?
Not really. I mean
there really isn't.
The name I thought of was Jordan Davis, looking like the real deal in the preseason games that he played in, but also the Cam Jurgens video where he was just pushing him back. But other than that, and even that, I think a large part of why you haven't heard so-and-so is looking good. And we heard that a little bit with guys like Jordan Davis. But I think a large part of why you haven't heard that is fans are more reluctant to not believe the training camp hype these days. Where in the previous years we would get sucked into the training camp darlings and the overhype machine. And
from time to time.
Thinking guys like Travis Fulgham might have 1,000 yards. Like some idiot said that one time, and he ended up being wrong. So
he was probably demoted or something.
Yeah, he was sent to the minor leagues to the AM station. So
I think wrong is too light a word, but okay, we'll go with that.
All right. But I think that's part of the reason why we haven't heard the hype of so-and-so's looking really good. Because a lot of the guys are already proven commodities.
Yeah. I guess I was hoping maybe that I would hear more of a Nakobe Dean and how he's just lighting it up and really grasping the system. We didn't. Jordan Davis, we saw some. We hear he's a monster, but we haven't really seen all that or heard all that much.
Go check out some of Baldy's video breakdowns. How many times Jordan Davis faced triple?
Yeah.
Was taking on 3 guys.
Yeah.
Now, remember, he's taking on mostly backups. But, 3 backups, and he's consuming.
But if he's taking away 3 backups, then he'll be able to take on easily 1 starter.
I would agree with that.
That's just basic.
Yeah, that's basic math.
That's good
You're
math.
Right.
That's good Doherty math.
I was kind of hoping that we came away with Jonathan Gannon saying, "Oh, look at the different things he's doing." No,
we didn't see enough of the players.
No, we just it is the most. I don't want to say boring, but the most non-storied training camp and preseason I think that I have ever been around in my years.
No buzz.
I agree. I think it's the most boring one we've ever had, and mainly because a lot of the positions are already solidified. There's not really a battle going on, and even the battles that are going on, like safety, okay, but they solidified the cornerback position, so safety might not matter as much as it did in previous years. Other than that, like the linebacking core, they addressed it. Hassan Reddick, Kazir White. So you're looking at guys like Nakobe Dean and Davion Taylor as primarily backups that'll be in rotations.
Yeah,
there is.
And then the other depth position is defensive end, but we know they don't really have a lot of depth there. So I don't know how much people were really watching their defensive end depth in the preseason.
We're going to talk about that depth coming up after the top of the hour as we look more towards the Eagles opener. 12 days away from the Eagles opener. By the way, we had another check-in on, let me see here, Mark Gress checks in.
You say Mark.
He went Cape May, exit 0 to Freehold, New Jersey, home of the boss, Bob.
Oh, that's pretty. That's got to be 212.
157.
143.
Wow, he was. Oh,
Mark Gress made his way in. He was probably cranking up some.
He's going up there like exit 8-ish.
He was ready to roll.
Yeah.
Hey, Pat.
Born to run.
A lot of Mark was definitely born to run this morning.
Just see yourself out, man.
Pat,
I thought I got it past you.
A lot of times we talk about people getting suckered in an NFL training camp.
Yeah.
Looking at players and seeing the video and things like that. But sometimes we get suckered in from NBA players working out in the offseason.
Especially in this city, John. Especially in this city, have we ever gotten suckered into NBA players working out? I'm not even talking about this past year with James Harden. He looks great.
Sure.
But like previous years, I'll throw my hand up. Ben Simmons videos of him working out.
Suckered you in every time.
Taking jump shots. I was like, this will be the year. And it never happened. So please, someone explain to me why we're getting suckered into a Matisse Thybulle hype video of, quote, he's putting in the work. Saw this all over Twitter this weekend. Oh, look, Matisse is putting in the work. It was a hype video of him dribbling and juggling basketballs. Not one video of him shooting. Now, I'm not naive and think that he wasn't practicing shooting the basketball, but I found it hilarious that there's one thing we all want him to do.
Shoot.
Hit an open jumper, right? Like, that's the thing that pretty much every NBA player can do but him. Matisse Thybulle is allergic to hitting an open jumper. And fans were actually getting excited over a video of him doing a basic drill of dribbling 2 basketballs. Oh, look, Matisse is putting in the work. I get it. I know that he's very likable, and the city, like Connor, because I mean, guys like Connor latched onto him, and a lot of people liked the videos that he made in the bubble and all that. This past year, though, I do think a lot more people are on your side, John, of like, is he that
likable? I think he helped screw them over in the postseason.
I tend to
his teammates
agree with you a little bit. I don't think he made that much of an impact, but that's part of the problem is he didn't make that much of an impact because he can't hit an open shot. So, but why? Why are we once again falling into this trap? And
because
not like
Pat,
me and you too, but like, why are some fans falling into this?
He's doing something that would be a first in NBA basketball, and that's juggling 2 balls at once while he's going down the floor. If he can pull that off in a game, I mean, that's difference making.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, he was juggling. He was dribbling and juggling.
But Bob, I think,
and 2 balls at once. I think you only play with 1 in a real game.
Yeah, but the thing is, I know you covered the league and everything, so I'm not trying to usurp you here, but I don't think there's any new rule that's going to let you play with 2 this year.
It's different.
So I'm not sure what he's practicing that for.
This is a huge year for him. All kidding aside about the videos. I do think he was brought in here and was very, very well liked. And when they were in the bubble and he was doing that little video thing, it was cool. And he was relatable almost to a level at the beginning of a Tyrese Maxey. Yeah. And then this stuff hit. And then his game took a hit. And then, the not getting the vaccine and hurting his team that way.
He never took a step. He is the same player now that he was when he entered the league.
Yeah, he's got to. This is huge. Huge meaning he's got to do something really, really good this preseason, I think, not only to get the fans back on his side, but he's got to get there too.
Especially considering we all thought he was going to get traded.
I do think he has to get the fans back on his side. At those playoff games, he got very lukewarm receptions. He got boos, too. But I think most people chose not to boo. They just chose to be sort of indifferent towards him.
Apathy, I think, was more.
And that could come from the fact that, as Pat said, just take the damn shots.
It's amazing.
And make some that the apathy may come from people not believing in him.
I don't. Flat out. Like I know he's going to give you the defense, and Bob, you've alluded to maybe even defensively he's not as good as we perceive him out to be, but he was drafted as this 3-and-D guy that you could draft and develop. And in the first season, he showed sparks of that, and you're like, okay, all right, yeah. He just never developed, and the fact that the amount of times where they pass around the rock and find him in the corner wide open, and he can't hit a shot. I'm sorry, I want him to be working, but I don't want to see it. As hypocritical as that sounds, I don't need to see Matisse Thybulle highlight videos, in August
of dribbling
and seeing people say he's put in the work. Stick that somewhere else, please.
Yeah, because I don't need to see him shooting either. Just do it.
I'll tell you what.
You don't need to show me. Just do it.
Yeah, if I was going into this season still covering this team, he's at the top of my list of what I'm looking for. Now, you have a Joel Embiid, James Harden, all the Tyrese Maxey. You have so many great stories there. But he would be at the top of my list of all right, where's this kid going? What's going to happen? And it sounds odd for someone that could be a 7th or 8th guy on the team. But if he can take a step up, that means a lot. His defense was horrible last year.
Their depth would be amazing.
It would be.
If he's able to hit the shots and bring his defense back to an elite level, then this team gets even more dangerous, which is what we're all hoping for. I'll have my top 10 list next hour, and it might be relatable to many of you, but there is a problem with the Eagles that did come out of the preseason. We'll identify it next. And the red-hot Phillies are heading to the West Coast. It's a busy second half of the John Kincade Show. Thanks for being with us this Monday morning here on 97.5 The Fanatic. I know the BetParks Casino and Sportsbook app is the best. It's absolutely awesome. It's the only app that I recommend to you. And I can promise you now, if you want to bet the birds, you want to get loaded up now. If you want to bet on your favorite college, pro teams, betting on your favorite players, college football begins this weekend, and I'm talking about big games that are available for you. All the big-name programs are playing. You want Ohio State, you want Penn State, you want Georgia, you want Alabama. They are all playing this weekend. You want a risk-free bet up to $750? Now I just got your attention. You can get it refunded to you in site credit should you lose your first bet, but I don't think you're going to. I think you seem pretty smart. You know that BetParks is also the official betting partner of the PGA Tour, which wrapped up yesterday. New customers download the app, get a risk-free bet up to $750. You got to be 21 in Pennsylvania or New Jersey. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The John Kincade Show.
I am so excited I can't stand it.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
In order for small businesses to thrive, they need to be smart, efficient, agile, staying ahead of the market at every turn, and finding ways to do more with less. That's never been more important than it is right now. So for a limited time, Comcast Business is introducing Small Business Savings, a deal for companies across the country. When you call in now, you can get powerful internet for just $39 a month for 12 months. $39 a month, with no annual contract and a money-back guarantee. All on the largest, fastest, reliable network for small businesses, with the company that powers more businesses than anyone else. So if you're a small business owner, don't wait. Call and get started today. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Offer ends 9/21/22. Restrictions apply. New Comcast Business 50 megabits per second internet customers only. Requires EcoBill and AutoPay. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. Call or go online for details. After promo, regular rates apply.
Businesses of all types and sizes are saving money with Pico because Pico's got the financial incentives and technical expertise to help you reduce your energy use and to save cash. See how Pico's helping businesses like yours take greater control of their energy costs to improve their bottom line. Simply complete a customer survey on Pico's digital portal and an energy profile. The report will be generated for you, and this profile is going to provide specific recommendation based on your facilities, equipment, and energy use with great ways to save while either maintaining or increasing productivity.
Hellsberg Diamonds presents The Guy Who Got It Right. Tim needed an engagement ring. He did research, listened to hints from his fiance's friends.
She wants a lab-grown, oval cut, and white gold with a halo.
And he went to Hellsberg Diamonds. At Hellsberg, Tim found an incredible selection of high-quality, lab-grown, and natural diamonds. He also found the ring she really wanted.
Nailed it. She is gonna freak.
Be like Tim. Find the ring of her dreams at a Hellsberg near you or at Hellsberg.com. Ask now about special financing offers.
The Labor Day event from Dell Technologies is here. End the summer strong by starting up a new season of productivity. Your business upgrade begins with up to 48% off top-rated laptops, like Vostro, taking performance to the next level with 12th Gen Intel Core processors. It's time to push your growing business even further. What's next for you? Upgrade today by calling 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Hey, it's Jen Scordo. FanDuel, in partnership with Valley Forge, wants you to get ready for college football. This week, new customers get $150 in free bets for week 1. All you have to do is place a $5 bet and get $150 in free bets, win or lose. Bet college football any way you like. And that means Ohio State, Georgia, or Clemson. You can throw in Alabama if you must. I hate them, so I'm not doing it. But they're a good bet, of course. One of those teams is going to be in the national championship this year. You can bet on that. And you can bet some futures, too. The Heisman playoffs, the options are endless. If you're new to FanDuel, the app is super easy to use. They're always hooking you up with great odds and great boosts, too. And they pay really fast. See why FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. Download the FanDuel app today. Sign up using my promo code SCORDO. That's SCORDO. Place a $5 bet and get $150 in free bets. College football is back, baby. Make sure you use that promo code SCORDO.
21 plus and present in PA. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable free bets that expire 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. But not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
The new school year is here, and it's go time for our teachers. Dunkin' is brewing up the perfect way to say thank you. In celebration of all local educators, participating Dunkin' restaurants throughout Philadelphia are treating teachers to a free, medium, hot, or iced coffee on Thursday, September 1st. No purchase necessary. Limit 1 per guest. Excludes cold brew and nitro cold brew. Additional charges may apply. Participation may vary. Offer not valid in Metro NYC, Lancaster, Harrisburg, York, PA, Johnstown, Altoona, PA, Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, PA. Terms apply.
Meet Harper, teammate at Truist. Hello. She was born to care and always had your back. Like the time her friend's bumper car took a gnarly hit.
Oh no!
His retainer went flying, but Harper caught it before it got crushed. Today, Harper's a teammate at Truist, the bank with Truist One checking. With no overdraft fees, a $100 negative balance buffer, and automatic upgrades, Truist One checking has your back too. When you start with care, you get a different kind of bank. $100 negative balance buffer. Eligibility requirements apply. Truist Bank, member FDIC.
It's a fact. Only 0.0001% of people will ever step up to the plate as a pro baseball player. For the rest of us, there's BetRivers.com Sportsbook app. Featuring same-game parlays, you can combine the excitement of different bets, all from the same game. Totals? Bet 'em. Spreads? Bet 'em. Player props? It's a home run. Download the BetRivers.com Sportsbook app today. It's a whole new game.
Presented by Rivers Casino, Pittsburgh. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station, home of the most entertaining sports talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
Yes, if you ever wondered, I do talk straight through the breaks.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
One of my favorites, Pat. Getting my Monday off to a great start. John Kincade Show on The Fanatic. Hopefully your Monday is off to a great one. Now I'm getting flooded with people who drove back this morning. We now have 7 people that drove back this morning from the beach. I think this is the new thing, man. This is a great, we should have something along stops along the way. Maybe Frank Farley Plaza.
What, you think we should do a live broadcast from
We
Frank
could plug in right there at the Frank Farley Plaza.
It's the real attraction for the shore.
Have people stop on by on the way home.
Yep, Frankie S.
Frankie S. You love it. Now, and by the way, they now have plugins, Pat.
Do they really?
They have a whole line. I sent you that picture, remember?
I totally forgot.
I sent you the picture of all the stops. Yes.
I thought they did, but I...
Brand new bank of places to plug in your car.
All right.
On the Frank Farley Plaza. And great people at the 7-Eleven there. I think it's a 7-Eleven. Or it's like a little Sunoco or
like
something.
An A+.
Whatever it is, it's like there's a little store in there, and everybody very nice in there.
Everybody in Jersey's nice.
We've stopped twice, though,
Not
and really nice people. That's not true. The guy who pumps gas there, too, really, really cool.
See?
Very, very nice guy. So we start this hour with, we thank our friends at Martin Law, the law firm for injured workers. Visit paworkinjury.com. I had a lawyer, by the way, did check in, could not call. Don could not check in. They have their staff meeting at 8 a.m., and he was preparing his notes. Don said, John, though it is a great thought process, the idea of a class action lawsuit by Eagles fan base or any other against the NFL plays exactly to what Bob explained. The idea that the Eagles could say, we have thousands of people that are waiting in line to buy the tickets, understanding the terms, the lawsuit would go nowhere. Because they can say, hey, if you don't want it, we've got 20,000 people who are waiting for your tickets. And by the way, they understand the terms.
Yeah.
And they're willing to do it right away. So that's a good one. I appreciate. But Don getting ready for his staff meeting. Now, the only thing is, you're having your Monday morning staff meeting. You're listening to us before your staff meeting?
Sure.
I would imagine that could be distracting.
I think it gets the juices flowing.
Good job, Martin Law, the law firm for injured workers. Schedule a free consultation today, paworkinjury.com. There is one thing that came out of training camp, though, that I think is the major story, Bob, and I didn't want to play it last time when we talked about because I think everything's been pretty positive. But this is a major negative. The Eagles' depth is clearly in most units where it is not where it needs to be. In most of the units, if we take out the offensive line, remove offensive line, and I actually think now it's shocking to me to say it, remove the receiver room. Take that out of there. Can you tell me an area where you like the Eagles' depth?
Yes.
Where is it, Pat?
Offensive line.
No, I said take it out.
I like it there.
You got to take it out, though.
I'm not.
I'm making you take it out.
I like their depth at linebacker. I do. I mean, even with Davion Taylor having a down.
Do you think you saw enough to prove it to yourself that you think you like that depth?
I like it more so compared to previous years because I think their backups this year would have been last year's starters. Like, Davion Taylor was a starter last year.
He was. He really was.
And then I think Nakobe Dean would absolutely be a starter in last year's mix. But now they're backups. So I think that's a big positive. So I like their depth there.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't mind it at linebacker.
I don't mind it.
Yeah.
But I don't consider it right now where I say, I haven't seen enough. And nobody loves Nakobe Dean more than I do. I can't give Nakobe Dean the thumbs up. I'm ready to pencil him in. And he's going to do great things right now because I haven't seen enough to prove that, and I haven't put my eyeballs on it enough.
Yeah.
In game action. I mean, I think depth is going to be.
I'll give you another one.
Okay.
Quarterback.
You like the depth at quarterback?
I don't think many teams in the NFL have a backup quarterback that can start and has had starter experience. And you feel confident going into a 2 to 3 game stretch and say, okay, our season's not totally obliterated. Like, I think it's a good thing. I think most teams probably have a Reed Stinnett as their backup. And
by the way, I hope we don't. By the way, on the depth chart.
But I mean, they have Gardner Minshew, so I do like their depth and you saw it last year. Like they had to go to Gardner Minshew and they won some games.
Okay, but the problem is you've already thrown in the towel on the starting quarterback. So how can you like the depth they have?
It's a really good point.
That is pretty good.
You've already thrown in the towel on Jalen Hurts.
I don't think the starters. I think of the backups.
Yeah, but I'm thinking if you don't like the starters, you can't like.
I can't argue with your line of thinking, and I'll shut my mic off for the segment.
I think you do have to count the starters when you're going depth because mine is, and it's amazing the depth in the wide receiver and the offensive line. You're right there, John, but I like it in the running back position also. Miles Sanders, look, if you get 14 games out of him, maybe you get
14,
17.
I'd be fine.
Yeah, and you know, Kenny Gainwell and Boston Scott, like you can sniff at that, but Boston Scott, I don't know what it is. When he comes in, he's productive. He'll give you 13 carries for 86 yards. You know, he'll have one of those type of days. He'll be okay back there. The depth at running back isn't something that scares me. You know, if Miles Sanders is healthy, and he's not going to be a 22, 25 touch a game guy. He's just not going to be. So the depth is that, okay, on certain downs, probably third down or whatever, you're going to bring in a Kenny Gainwell. Sometimes you're going to start series with a Boston Scott and let him, you know, get a couple of carries here and there. I kind of like their depth at running back. I still think they need another, like I said, but I kind of like it there.
I like their depth at defensive tackle. I mean, Javon Hargrave, Fletcher Cox, and then you go with Milton Williams and who's that kid from Georgia again?
Little kid Jordan Davis.
Yeah.
He's a little kid.
I think he's got a bright future. So I do like their depth at defensive tackle.
They're saying Milton Williams just hasn't looked real good this preseason, which is surprising to me.
Because I expected him to be one of those players that takes the jump. Because I am looking at it as swan song. So that is part of the for some guys. But it is one of the things that you guys aren't as concerned about it. So now it makes me wonder whether I'm putting too much on it.
Where specifically? Look, safety, there's no depth. It's secondary altogether.
I think secondary altogether, there's no depth.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
And when Darius Slay went down the other day, and he will join us at FanFest, by the way. We look forward to seeing him. I completely held my breath because I think, geez. At that point, you lose someone like him. If Bradbury's your only guy back there, I've seen that movie, and it doesn't work.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't. They had some safeties playing corner the other night because they were so low on there. Not that, they didn't dress everybody. The kid Josh Jobe from Alabama's kind of opened some eyes. I think he might be able to hang on. Maybe that's something there. But yeah, when you go to the Zech McPhersons of the world, and with
Zech
one injury,
he has not stepped up.
No, that's kind of tough. So that's where. But offensively, offensively, there's some. I think we named every position. I mean, tight end.
That's the one that I don't think they have.
I don't know.
Yeah, they don't. I mean, Jack Stoll isn't gonna.
They seem to be pretty happy with him, though.
Yeah, he can block.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm sort of looking at. Is it do they have a dynamic? If you go past Goddard, is there anybody in the passing game that's
no? And Dick Rod's hurt now, so that's
does he get cut?
That's tough. Yeah. So on the offensive side of the ball, it's probably only tight end where you're worried about the depth.
Where you worry, but the only thing is when I have questions about the starter at quarterback and the starter at running back, I can't say they have great depth. When A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, starters at wide receiver, I have absolute faith in both of them. So I have no worry about the depth behind them. When I have a question about, and I'm not as bad as Jamie and Pat have been on Jalen Hurts, because I think Jalen Hurts is going to make a significant improvement this year. And so I'm not out on him, but I still have doubts. I still have doubts as to what his ceiling is.
Yeah,
I don't know
how good
he's going to be.
I'm not going to pretend to say he's definitely the quarterback or he's not the quarterback. I don't know. I think we're going to see a lot different because the ankle is now okay, which I've said numerous times before.
Sure.
And that makes him more dangerous. When he has his mobility, he is a lot more dangerous for quarterback. And look, you have a guy that is terrific at catching 50-50 balls in A.J. Brown. When you're not that great of a quarterback, if you can trust somebody on 50-50 balls, it makes you that much better.
All right, your red-hot Philadelphia Phillies, despite the loss yesterday, yes, the red-hot Philadelphia Phillies head west, and they face two losing teams. And to me, look back at last year, because you may have forgotten. It was almost this exact same time last year. The Phillies were 4 games over 500. They left Citizens Bank Park, and they went to Arizona for a 3-game series. And they proceeded to lose all 3 games to the crappy Diamondbacks, who were the worst team in the National League last year. And they lost all 3 games in agonizing fashion to the Diamondbacks. And it destroyed their postseason chances. If they won one of the Diamondback games last year, one of those 3, not saying 2 out of 3, let's say they just win 1, they would have gone into the Atlanta series tied. Last series of the year, last week of the year, 6 games to go on the calendar, they would have been tied with the Atlanta Braves going into that series. That would have been a real playoff series. They wouldn't have been trailing by 1 game. If they won 2 of those games, they go into that Atlanta series with the lead. How differently does the season play out? You better pay this team back because you played crappily, and you lost the season series last year. You went 3-4 against the worst team in the National League. This is one. If the Phillies are really a different club, they're going to go to Arizona. And again, I just say, win a series. Win 2 out of 3. I'm not saying you have to sweep, anything like that. But remember that the Arizona Diamondbacks destroyed your season last year. You had gotten to 4 games over 500. You had some momentum, and then you went on the road and you sucked. I mean, you really did. And you let the whole season fritter away.
Yeah,
at that point.
A couple of things with this. We all know it. It is a different team. They do have a lot more talent than they had last year. So that should be a difference maker just going in by far. But also, where are you mentally when you've had September swoons in years past? Like the last 4 years, they haven't done well in September. And tonight they go up against Zach Gallen, who is...
No, they changed it.
Oh, Gallen's not going tonight.
Gallen will go against Nola tomorrow night. They shifted
Bumgarner's going tonight?
Bumgarner's going tonight.
Okay. All
so
right. Well, then that makes me feel a little bit better.
So Bumgarner goes tonight against Suarez. Gallen goes against Aaron Nola. So that'll be the matchup there.
Because listen to these August numbers for Gallen.
He's unbelievable.
4-0 with an 0.82 ERA.
That's awesome.
I mean, that's pretty good. A whip of 0.82 also.
They've done really well against the really good, like some really good pitchers they've done well against. So it's not like they, like with Alcantara, they've got him 3 times this year. I think they've already beaten him 3 times. They lost the first one, and then I think they've won the other 3. So this is a team that could potentially, maybe find their Gallen was moved to Tuesday. And Bumgarner goes tonight. So it's Bumgarner, and then Falter pitches the Wednesday game against Henry.
So a lot of things will be answered, maybe not answered, but you'll get a hint to a lot of things tomorrow night. Phillies, September hasn't been, I know we're at the end of August, but crunch time, they haven't been all that good the last few years. And particularly to that point is Aaron Nola. And he's going up against a really hot pitcher tomorrow night. What are you going to get? Are you going to get the Nola that you got against the Mets where he was really, really good? Or are you going to get the Nola that you got against the Mets that was really, really bad? I hope the September thing, the late season thing, doesn't get stuck in his head too much. Just go out and pitch. Don't think. Just go pitch.
That's why August 30th, he gets to pitch August 30th.
Yeah.
At least they get to avoid one more September start.
Completely blanked this series last year out of my head. So thanks for the reminder.
Yeah, but isn't that weird, though, that if you look at it, and you can't do that, I guess. I can't look at one series and say it sunk them. But they had gotten to 4 games over 500. They had some momentum going.
No, it was the buzzkill of the season. Like after you mentioned it and you remember it, it really was the buzzkill of the season because we sat here as Phillies fans going, okay, they had that momentum. You go in, you take 2 or 3 from this bad baseball team, and you're back in it.
Or sweep them. They were terrible.
Yeah, they should have swept them, right? Because they were one of the worst teams in baseball, and then they just fell flat. And I do think it's probably in some of the core's head that were there last year to go in and pay them back a little bit. But you're right. You need to keep this momentum going. The difference between this Phillies team and last year's Phillies team, and it's probably because of that Arizona series, is now I don't worry about dropping games to bad opponents.
Or dropping series, you mean?
Yeah, dropping series, I should say. Because there's been one series that they have fallen flat against a bad team, and that was Chicago post All-Star break.
Right.
And they lost that series. Other than that, they have taken care of business in every single series that they were supposed to take care of business in, and I don't think it's going to be any different tonight.
And also in that Cubs series, how much differently would that Cubs series have gone if they had pitched Wheeler at the beginning of the series and had Nola in it? That sort of affected that series. Holding Nola out of it and could have affected it. By the way, Rob Thompson's 34-12. He is 34-12 against losing teams.
Yeah, he's pretty good at that managing thing. Yeah, now that the Wheeler forearm injury has crept up,
you wonder.
I do. I wonder if there was something going on during the All-Star break. Nothing major, but he said, would you rather go or have some extra time? And he might have said, well, for the rest of the season, I'd rather take the extra time. So maybe they were on to this as far back as that. And look, it may have been the right move still anyway.
He's Rob Thompson has won 74% of his games against losing clubs. That's incredible. I mean, that's absolutely amazing. Now you go on the road with 3 with the Diamondbacks, 3 with the Giants. Win 2 series. Just win both of those series. The Giants series is going to be hard. San Francisco's not an easy place to play.
Never.
It always seems like, and with their outfilders, that's what I worry about. Can you imagine Castellanos? Any ball hit to the corner, I'm going to think could be an inside the park home run. First of all, I don't know how on the base paths, he's not slow. He's not slow when he's running the bases. I mean, he's not like running. He doesn't run like he's got a piano on his back.
Well,
but he takes terrible angles to baseballs.
Yeah, when you're running the bases, you know where you're going. That makes you faster. That makes you faster.
Bob, that's why we have you here.
Yeah, if you're not sure about where you're going, a little half step here and there, it's going to make you an awful lot slower.
He takes, I think, a lot of the triples they're giving up. And even though Pittsburgh, as you said, they've got some athletes.
Yeah.
They have some young kids who can wheel.
Run.
But I mean, I think the bad angles to the ball and what is it? They fumble every single ball. I think that Castellanos, anytime he has to handle a ball that's hit towards the corner, I think he's wearing the oven mitts like he runs the bases on. He can't pick up a baseball.
Yeah.
It takes him 2 or 3 little fumbles before he picks it up.
Yeah, it's not real fun to watch him out there.
Not particularly.
Not fun, eh?
Well, I mean, think about what we thought about this team entering the season. You know, we knew that they weren't going to be good defensively. So they're not good defensively.
Well, we thought that it was going to be Harper out there.
Yeah, and he's pretty decent defensively. At least
yes, he was decent. Sure, absolutely.
Well, you're right. I mean, every ball that's hit in the corner and right, I mean, it's not great.
It's like you're holding your breath, going.
And even when you need him to make a throw, it's usually offline.
And sometimes he comes through, and he'll come up with a nice throw and make a play, but it's sort of is rare.
Has the defense been worse than we anticipated? Same or better?
I think it's actually been better.
So do I.
I think it's actually been better.
That's why I threw it out there.
But the thing is, the problem is they don't give errors to Schwarber and Castellanos for their horrible left and right field play. You don't get errors.
Yeah.
Because the ball bounces in play. You don't get an error.
Yeah,
they don't get to balls.
I didn't even look at how many errors they have or whatever, just thinking off the top of my head. Like, Bohm's been a lot better than we thought, I think.
Well, he's really turned it around.
Yeah. What's his name? Hoskins hasn't been horrible at first base.
No.
I mean, he's shown some flashes
I think he's
of
been
bad.
better.
Yeah. The corner outfielders, you know what, though? Schwarber hasn't been horrible. He's made some plays, but they're probably what we expected. You know, Real Muto still has a gun back there. Like it's amazing the proficiency he has thrown out base runners.
Pat, where do as Bob asked the question, where do the Phillies rank in the number of errors? There are 14 teams in the National League. Where are they?
Do you have the answer? You asked me.
I have the answer.
I would go with 14 teams in the NL. I would go with they are 7th.
I'll go 5th.
You're going to be shocked. They have the least amount of errors.
Wow. How about that?
Shocking.
Because you don't get errors for what they're bad at. Not getting the balls, which is what happens all the time. Like Alec Bohm has gotten better at third base, but a lot of balls get by him. It seems like every single game you see him dive for a ball that it gets by him and another third baseman would get it, and it's a single. Yeah, the left fielder and right fielder don't get the balls that other outfielders get to. Odubel Herrera not getting to balls sometimes that you should have gotten to when he was out there. So you don't get errors for what they're bad at. They have the least number of errors in the National League.
That's a good point.
Yeah, see, they only go after the balls they know they can catch.
How about in all of Major League Baseball, the Phillies are second, least number of errors. It's shocking. It's to me, that's a shocking statistic.
It is, and like I said, I hadn't even looked at the error numbers on anyone.
Until you brought it up.
Yeah, how about that?
But I think you don't get credited with an error, and you're crappy because they don't give you you don't get an error if you don't get to the ball. If you don't bumble it, you don't do that. They don't. They're not giving you an error on that play.
That makes sense. Yeah, but I mean, there is something for that. They know their limitations, so they're not going to the outfielders aren't going to dive for balls that they know they can't get to. They're going to keep it in front of them, and it kind of goes to fundamentals a little bit. I do think that there's a little home cooking with sometimes with some of the scorekeepers, but then again, there's home cooking in every ballpark, so it evens itself out. So,
and look, some of it has to probably go to the shift. Are they shifting properly? Are they right in position where they should be, where plays aren't hard for them to get to? Because if you don't have range and you're shifting and guys are in proper position, that negates it. So That could play a big part in it also.
Remember, the FanDuel Sportsbook presents FanFest 2022. It's coming up Saturday, October 1st, 1 to 5 at Xfinity Live. You got to be 21 to enter. It's going to be a great time. We have Slay's going to be in the house. Looking forward to that. Darius Slay will be there.
That'll be fun.
FanDuel's going to have their football toss with a chance to meet Darius Slay, which is great. Mechanical Shark, 3-person rock wall. Sixers are bringing out their sports court net, plus the bell, so you can get a picture with the bell. Franklin, the mascot, will be there. The Union will bring their 50-foot inflatable soccer field, the Flyers and Wings on site with games and interactive activities. DJ Mo Green will be there. Plus, the gang from Imagine Lifestyles Luxury Car Rentals will be there with a amazing display of vehicles. All the Fanatic hosts will be there in the Haunted Beach, created by Elite Landscaping of New Jersey, with lots of food and plenty of drinks all day long. It's FanFest 2022. If you would like to get a pair of passes, we got a couple pairs to give away at 215-263-0975. 215-263-0975.
Do you always carry around some FanFest tickets with you?
I do.
So do I.
I keep them in the car.
I have them on me all the time, either in my bag, in the
right.
car, absolutely.
So
if we see each other out and about, don't be afraid to say, hey, give me some FanFest tickets, Cooney, and I'll hook you up.
Monsignor Citino didn't ask for any before Mass yesterday. I'm very disappointed, but I guess he figures it's a, FanFest.
He's got to work the next day.
He's got to work, so he's I was a little disappointed. I get up from the tickets. I'm bringing them into church. Hand them, people walk up and down the aisles. Hey, we have a lot coming up for you, including it's my Monday top 10 list. And today's top 10 list is the fans I don't want sitting near me at a game. We'll get to that. I want to hear what yours are, too. Next, it's the John Kincade Show here on 97.5 The Fanatic.
This weekend, I hopped on the BetMGM app, and I decided to place a one-game parlay with the Phils. So I ended up taking the over and runs, a couple of players to get the hits. And unfortunately for me, I ended up missing my parlay by just one leg. But luckily for me, I bet on BetMGM. Because when you place a $25 bet in a one-game parlay and there are 4 or more legs and you just miss by one, you get your bet back to you. They feel bad for you that you just missed by one, so I ended up getting my money back, and I took that, rolled it into a one-game parlay with the Union, and I cashed in. So shout out to them, dupe it up. But the best part about BetMGM by far is the parlay insurance that they have. Once again, $25, you get it all back if you just miss by one leg. And there's nothing worse than following your parlay and missing by one, but at BetMGM, you don't even have to worry about it because you're getting it back in free bets. So hop on BetMGM today to take advantage of this all season long with Major League Baseball. And all you have to do is just opt in. It's for new existing customers, and it's for everybody. So hop in today, download the app, and once again, place a one-game parlay with confidence, knowing full well that if you miss by one, you're getting it back. Do it tonight. The Phils are in Arizona, and that's a winnable game, and it'll make watching the baseball game so much more enjoyable. So once again, hop on BetMGM, $25, you get it back. It's parlay insurance. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. Must be 21 years of age or older to wager. Pennsylvania only. New and existing customer offer. All promotions subject to qualification, eligibility requirements, awards issued, non-withdrawable free bets or site credit. Free bets expire within 7 days of issuance. If you're someone you know is a gambling problem, help is available. Call 1-800-GAMBLER. BetMGM Sports in partnership with Hollywood Casino Morgantown.
The John Kincade Show.
Say it. I'll say it. Loser, putz, dork, doof, dink, schmo, dingus, goober.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
T-Mobile believes customers deserve to get more without paying more. Everything from entertainment benefits like Netflix on Us to travel benefits to Scam Shield protection, all with taxes and fees included. So the price you see is the price you pay. When you're a T-Mobile customer, you get over $225 in value every month in benefits with our Max Family Plan.
That's like paying for nosebleed seats and getting to sit in the front row.
That's right. At T-Mobile, your family gets over $225 worth of value and benefits with our Max Plan each and every month. Plus, with our Price Lock Guarantee, we won't raise your rate plan price for talk, text, and data ever.
That's like paying for a cab and getting a stretch limo.
At T-Mobile, you get value beyond the expected.
Qualifying service required. Value based on included monthly benefits. Sales tax and regulatory fees included in Max's monthly price. Price Lock guarantees rate price of talk, text, and data for new accounts with qualifying service. Exclusions apply. See details at T-Mobile.com.
The relationship between esports organization Team Solo Mid and League of Legends developer Riot Games continues to falter as the former head coach Peter Zhang was just permanently banned from the esport. Back in March, Zhang was accused of taking money from players' salaries, which led to his firing from TSM. Riot Games investigations revealed that Zhang took a total of $250,000 from 2 players, resulting in his permanent ban from the league.
The latest esports and gaming news. Find it online at checkpointxp.com.
Bundling home and car insurance with Geico is so easy, your neighbors are probably already doing it. But who? They may drop little hints like,
beautiful day out. Even more beautiful since we saved by bundling our home and car insurance with Geico.
or,
Yard work is hard. Much harder than bundling with Geico, which was easy.
or it may be even subtler, like,
Speaking of burgers, we bundled our home and car insurance with Geico and saved a bunch of money.
bundling is easy with Geico. Just ask your neighbors.
Get Labor Day savings at Lowe's. Buy one, get one 50% off select HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams Paint and Cabot Exterior Stains via rebate. And save on Lowe's exclusive Stainmaster laminate flooring starting at $269 per square foot. It's 3 times wear resistant and backed by a lifetime limited warranty. Shop Labor Day savings now at Lowe's. Stainmaster claims compared to standard residential grade laminate. See warranty at Lowe's.com/Stainmaster. Conditions and exclusions apply. See store at Lowe's.com for paint details and restrictions. While supplies last. Offer valid to 9/7. Get Labor Day savings at Lowe's. Buy one, get one 50% off select HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams Paint and Cabot Exterior Stains via rebate. And save on Lowe's exclusive Stainmaster laminate flooring starting at $269 per square foot. It's 3 times wear resistant and backed by a lifetime limited warranty. Shop Labor Day savings now at Lowe's. Stainmaster claims compared to standard residential grade laminate. See warranty at Lowe's.com/Stainmaster. Conditions and exclusions apply. See store at Lowe's.com for paint details and restrictions. While supplies last. Offer valid to 9/7.
You know the signs of a natural gas leak. Ooh, it smells like rotten eggs. But what's your next move in that situation?
Scoot, run, bolt, flee. Gas leaks are no good for me. If you smell gas, it's time to go. Leave the scene and call Pico. 1-800-841-4141.
Give us a call and we'll send someone to check it out. Pico is here to help 24/7.
At CSL Plasma, you can make up to $825 this month when you donate plasma at any of CSL Plasma's tri-state area donation centers. That's money you get on a reloadable, prepaid card for doing a good deed. Plasma donations help create therapies to treat patients with rare and serious diseases, and donations are needed now more than ever. The donation process is a lot like donating blood, with a nice chunk of change in your pocket when you're done. As a thank you for your time, you don't need an appointment to donate. Walk-ins are welcome.
Hey guys, it's Andrew. FanDuel in partnership with Valley Forge wants you to get ready for college football. This week, new customers get $150 in free bets for week 1. Just place a $5 bet and get $150 in free bets, win or lose. Bet college football any way you like it. I know they're dogs, but I want to see what Stan Drayton and my Temple Owls do. So take a look at them, and of course, you can never go wrong with teams like Bama and Georgia. New to FanDuel, the app is easy to use. They're always hooking you up with great odds, and they pay fast. So see why FanDuel's America's #1 sportsbook by just downloading the FanDuel app today and sign up with promo code Fanatic. Place a $5 bet to get $150 in free bets. College football, it's back, baby. That's promo code Fanatic.
21 plus and present in PA. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable free bets that expire 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, it's cuz, don't be that guy with the T-shirt on in the pool. You can still be slimmer for this summer, since it only takes 40 days to lose a contractually guaranteed 20 to 40-plus pounds with NJ Diet. Their program uses hair, saliva, and bioenergetic scans to personalize natural formulas and supplements to help you lose the weight. Their DNA info is used to help you keep it off. No shots, no hormones, no surgery, no prepackaged foods. Ew. Call 855-5NJ-DIET or visit NJDiet.com. That's NJDiet.com.
Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
I've got a dog named after Nick Foles. You can't get more Philly than that. We're always loving the backup quarterback.
How's everyone doing?
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
If you're going back to school this morning, kids, stay in school. Stay in school. And don't wander down any bad paths. Just put your head down, get to work. Have a great school year. Mom and Dad will take care of the rest. And have fun at school. Have fun. Enjoy your friends. Enjoy the social activities. It's not all about the 4.0 is not every single thing that you have to take out of pursuit of school.
Get done what you have to get done. It makes life easier, and it makes it a happier time.
Yes.
Yeah, when you're worried about things that you didn't do or whatever, just get it done. That's what I tell my kids. Now, John, there was a question here that I have to address on our YouTube page. I lost who it was, but somebody was asking, do women go to Fan Fest?
Yes.
Do women go to Fan Fest? Of course they do.
I would say, all right, Coach, I'm going to make a guess. Now, I only have one under my belt, so I would guess it was around 80-20 last year, male, female.
Nah.
I'd go.
I'd go more.
I'd go 70-30 maybe.
Yeah, maybe 60-40 somewhere.
Okay,
Yeah.
60-40.
Maybe.
I mean, I got my wife. A lot of her friends all come.
Yeah,
I mean, we do. We have a lot of a lot of our
It
listeners
was
that we're
awkward because
friendly
I
with.
said to you, who were those hot women over there? And you said, John, that's Donna and her friends. Please?
Good point.
You're married. Stop that.
That's all right. But yeah, we have a great. It's pretty cool now, John. Like we had a group of friends over for dinner last week. I told you, and this is friends from where we used to live. Their kids are now all grown enough to come to Fan Fest.
Right.
So I was giving out tickets like candy the other day. So not only do our friends come, but now their kids that are old enough to come will be there also. So it's a great, great day.
I don't know how many of the cousins are coming. I haven't taken a count yet, but I'm looking forward to that. Should be a great, great time. I'm staying over, too. I'm staying down there. I am not going home Saturday night and then coming back Sunday morning before the.
I usually need to go home after Fan Fest. Yes.
Hey,
people are asking me to leave.
Just leave, Bob.
Yeah.
Hey, Staples has everything you need for school at prices that aren't going to hold you back. Don't send your kids back to school. Send them forward at Staples, the working and learning store. All right. I've got my Monday top 10 list as we start the week. And my top 10 list, also part of our digital content, Pat. Thank that. On the
Absolutely. It's on the website right now.
97.5thefanatic.com. Check it on out.
Click and scroll, folks. Click and scroll.
And there's so many interesting things to check out. My top 10 list this week, the fans I don't want sitting near me at a game. And you probably have yours, too, your own quirks. And as I point out in the column that goes with it, I noticed that attending games in Philly is much more pleasant today than it was during my childhood or my youth. I remember Section 511 in Veterans Stadium, and I saw some of the most disgusting things that I've ever seen in public conducted there. And the Link, to me, is a much more pleasurable day out. And I got my own quirks. I listed some of them. I'm in my seat at least 10 minutes before the anthem. I only get up from my seat at either a mid-inning break or an intermission. I don't like to eat at my seat during the game. I want to watch the game. I don't want to be on my phone. And I prefer not to have any long conversations about things that are other than the game. I don't want to, do work conversation, family conversation, whatever it is when I'm at the game. So here's my top 10 list of the fans that I would prefer not sit near me at a game. Number 10, the Device family. I know it's a stupid pet peeve, but mom and dad and the kids sit down at the game, and mom and dad and kids, they break out the iPads for the kids, and mom and dad can't put down their devices either. And I said, now I know why your kids need an iPad at a baseball game, because you've trained them to do so. A little dumb pet peeve of mine, but I don't like it. Number 9, the feet up on the seat in front of them person. If someone is in the row in front of you, you have an empty seat in front of you. But then there's people in that row. Don't put your freaking feet up on the seat because they don't want to be sitting next to your shoes. They don't want to turn and see your shoes. Stop. Just put your feet on the ground. Don't put them up there.
What if you're wearing flip-flops and you take them off and you put your bare feet up on the back of the
By the way, I saw
seat.
Jamie do this on a seat with his flip-flops on, putting them up on the seat because the seat was empty in front of him. But then there was somebody just a seat away in that row, and they're having to look at his feet. It's ridiculous. Number 8, booing players after the first few plays. Like an Eagles game goes, there's an incompletion, and you got booing guy in your aisle that already starts to boo somebody. I'm like, come on, dude. The game's just started. Shush, would you? Number 7, Connor's not here, but he probably knows this guy. The shirtless fan. Because it never fails that you get a warm September day or a baseball game and you got the guy who's got to go shirtless in the stands. And it never fails that most shirtless fans don't ever need to be shirtless. Not even in their own house do they need to be shirtless. But they feel comfortable doing it. I don't want it. Number 6 is complain about every call guy. The ref is mic'd up, dude. You aren't. I don't need to hear you complain about every single pitch, every ball and strike, every single call from the refs. You're complaining before you've even seen a replay. Stop. Number 5 is explain the game loudly, Dad. Junior, let me give you a heads up. Junior, Dad isn't as smart as he thinks he is, as he explains all the nuances of the game to you very loud that everybody around you can hear him explain the game. Because, he played junior high football. And if it hadn't been for that knee injury, he may have been in the NFL. Number 4 is the everybody hits guy. Everybody hits. Woohoo!
Love that guy.
Oh, jeez.
Love him.
The yeller in the crowd that just wants to be noticed. Dude, nobody came to hear you. Over and over again. It's just, there's a disorder there. Get it fixed. Number 3, the drunken frat bros aisle. Alpha Kappa jackass has their night out. And they're all going to they're all loaded in the parking lot before they come in. And then it's all they got to bring back 26 beers. Dude, seriously. You're 28. It's time to grow up just a little.
Connor's taking that as a personal attack, by the way.
Number 2, he is 28, isn't he? Number 2 is opposing fan looking to stir the pot. Sitting amongst the fans. At some point, we're going to have words. And at some point, someone in the section's going to pick a fight with you. And then it's all going to break out. All hell's going to break out. You're going to ruin the night. And number 1, the worst fan you could sit next to, the up and down fan. For God's sakes, either wear an adult diaper or next time, did you just come to eat? You're up, you're down, you're up and down. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to bother you. You're going back and forth, back and forth. Did you come to watch the game or not? There is the top 10 list of the fans I don't want sitting near me.
I have one question for you.
Did you agree with any of those?
Yeah. Who the hell are you sitting next to?
I agree.
You don't run into these people?
Yes, of course you do. At every game, in every row, in every city. They're all there. I don't care who I sit next to. I don't.
Really? You don't care if you had...
Nah.
Really?
You know what? It's the fun of it. It's the joy of it. Whatever. I'll have a time with it. But there's not many people that you left off your list except for those who sit with their hands folded and watch the game and don't speak.
No.
Am I right, Pat? He doesn't want to sit next to anybody.
No, I completely... I'm on his side with a lot of these.
I mean, a lot of these people...
Of course you don't.
By the way...
There are some that, I can tolerate, but, I mean, if you're doing a top 10 list, you got to include, I think some annoy you more than others, right? Like, some you're going...
Device family wouldn't probably bother you.
No, not really, although I question why you bought the
Billy, here's Cindy, here's your... here are your iPads.
Your number 1 is dead on. My mom almost got into a fight at a hockey game because of this.
Up and down fan?
Yeah, so...
In and out all night, all day long.
Yeah, and it was it's a hockey game, right? So it's like, just literally wait till there's an icing or something and then get up and go. No, middle of the play, they're getting up.
No.
And by the third or fourth time, they're getting booed, and they can't figure out why, because it's our first hockey game. So anyway, game ends.
We're here. Everybody
ends.
Look at us.
My mom rushes down. I take my time. I come down, and she is cursing this girl out like, learn how to effing go to a game or don't come at all. I mean, she was heated. T-Dog was barking at her.
Oh!
And then this little sorority girl, F yeah.
I'm taking selfies.
Yeah, it was they're the absolute worst.
In the middle of action. Can we take it? Where we're getting a picture taken?
When the ushers put the hand out and stop people from going in the middle of play, I'm all about that.
Bob, you find
you guys know how to have fun?
Bob, you have the joy in this.
Oh my God!
I'm trying to have fun at the game.
By the way, I embrace all that stuff. It's different. It's weird.
Your view blocked?
Look, of the hundreds of games that we'll go to as fans, if you can go to games you get, it's going to be a different experience every time. No, do you want the guy spilling beer on you that's sitting next to you? Absolutely not. All that stuff. But no, I enjoy the difference of watching people.
Wait, so you enjoy middle of the play, somebody getting up,
like someone getting out, like or the guy who gets
yes,
or the guy who gets up and down constantly.
Number 2. number 2.
I don't know what to tell you.
I mean,
if I'm at the game, I'm having fun.
I'm going to tell you that there's one.
What this tells me is Bob is one of those guys.
Which one?
No, I'm very aware of what I'm doing and where I'm at. And, middle of the row, I'm not getting up until an inning's over, a timeout, whatever it may be. No.
I'm going to give a cheat sheet out to people, Pat. I have found on an individual game basis, if you're going to buy individual game seats, I'm going to give away a secret. Check out sections M9 to M14. And a lot of people don't even know. They'd be like, where's M9 and to M14?
Which arena are we talking about? The link?
At the link.
Okay.
If you don't mind sitting in an end zone, I never mind sitting in the end zone. Like, I don't have to sit at the 50-yard line, 30-yard line, or whatever.
No.
M9 through M14. It is like a crow's nest ledge that I don't believe it was there when they opened the link and then they added it.
It's SRO?
It's spectacular. No.
Oh.
These are seats, but it's only 20 rows. And I'm telling you, you look in those sections, and every time I've gone to a game there, every time I've taken Liv to a game, I've gotten seats. I've went and bought individual seats in that section. The people there watch the game. The people there stand up a lot. Like when they're on defense, the entire section stands up. So I love that. Like at a game, I like it when you're not inconveniencing somebody because you're standing up, cheering on defense. They stand up a lot. It's a great sections, and I've never, ever seen somebody who goes to that game that isn't wild about the game that's sitting in those sections.
You know what? A really good standing room only section, I can't believe I'm saying this.
Where?
Washington.
Really?
Because
football games?
I tried to do standing room only. I tried to do it once with the Eagles, and it was a horrible experience.
Why was it bad?
Because it literally is a standing room only as in like the Phillies, but the Phillies are so spaced out that there's so many places to actually watch the game. The Eagles standing room only is, you got to get there and you can't move or you're not watching the game. You're missing all the action because there's nowhere to actually stand.
Oh, so you have to grab your position, you're saying? And then
you're like fighting for elbow room and being, 4'11", my height, it's very difficult. So I'll never do it again. The Washington, the section where we stood, it was standing room only. There were no seats, but they had assigned seating, if you will. And you had your place,
really,
but it wasn't a seat. You just stood, and you had a little bar there, and it was really cool. It was it was one of the few good things I could say about going to a Washington Commanders game. But they had it, they had it right. They did it correctly. The Eagles is a free for all; it's a disaster. But yeah, Washington did it right.
RP sends along a note, and he says to your top 10 list, have to add the man or the woman who talks to someone the entire game and is loud. That you can hear it and doesn't seem like they care about the game at all. And that's another thing is I don't want to talk about student teacher night. I don't want to hear about how your job sucks. Let's talk about the game. But even that, I love just watching the game.
Do you have printouts of these top 10 things? Because if you and I ever go to a game together,
it's on 97.5 The Fanatic. You're great. Yeah. No, Bob, you're great to go to a game with.
Because I get nervous. If I have to, if nature calls, I'll have to check my list and say, wait, am I allowed to go now or am I not?
You don't leave during play. We've been to enough games. You don't leave during play.
I bet you more
except to sneak out to go see Brian Westbrook when he invites you and Egan down to a VIP section where you left us in the.
We texted him first.
Would you say no to? I don't say no to Brian Westbrook. No. Never, ever would I say no to him.
You have much more affinity for Villanova than I do. But I would say Brian Westbrook is the kind of guy that if Brian Westbrook invites you somewhere you go, you just usually would.
You just show up.
You'd usually tell other people.
Show security a text message from a Brian West, and hope for the best.
Did you have B West in your phone? By the way,
I still think that's hysterical. Yeah,
you really.
Oh, that was the best part. Was
you have B West in your phone?
No, it's Brian Westbrook, but he could only see Brian West.
Oh, okay.
Because that's the that. But I literally showed the guy waiting for him to laugh at us, and all he did was turn around and open the gate to let us go through.
Yeah, and I'm pretty positive this guy had no idea who Brian Westbrook is because Las Vegas had just gotten a team, and if you're not, maybe he did. Westbrook was a very prominent player, obviously.
That was funny.
It wasn't like we were saying, hey, this guy Tom Brady texted us.
Yes, Tom Brady.
You know what I mean? Like, there's a chance that this guy was just working the stadium and wasn't a football fan. And I had no idea who Brian Westbrook was.
We got through, 3 or 4 security guards like in areas that we shouldn't have been, and they were all just like, yeah, go ahead, guys.
The only thing they had an objection to was you can't bring your drink in.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That was it.
I was going to complain, but I thought now.
My theory is always
wasn't that
I try to act like I
belong.
Yeah, like I'm supposed to be coming in here. I was told to do this.
Yeah, that's what Bob did.
And then it worked.
He walked down there. He dropped a couple of names. He dropped Tim, Rock, and Glenn, and then Brian Westbrook was the last name he dropped, and that one worked.
It is and as my wife says, if I buy a seat to something, she said my husband doesn't really talk much. When he doesn't buy the seat, he talks all the time.
Coach, can you have him buy a seat in here then?
Was a lie.
Bull pucky. Bull pucky.
We have those stadium seats in one of the offices.
You want to buy one of them?
No, you can do that. If it's a blackjack table, it's a plane, it's church, you don't buy your seat. But if I'm at a game, I love to watch the game.
Yeah,
I enjoy watching the game.
Yeah, but people enjoy it differently. Like, I can watch a game and still talk to a friend and keep an eye on the game or whatever. And people can do that.
And you do a good job of that.
Yeah, it's just the different ways. Like, I enjoy as much watching the people as I do the actual game. Like Jamie brought it up. A football game, what do you have? 13 minutes of total action. There's a lot of downtime in football that you don't realize after plays are over, getting back in the huddles and all that. I do enjoy watching the people and how they are taking in the game also.
We look forward to having you join us at FanFest, though, and we thank everybody who's going to be out there. And FanFest is just loud and fun and a great time, so we look forward to seeing you.
Can't wait.
In Pat's point of view, an MVP candidate, a former MVP candidate, could land here, maybe?
This is Pat's point of view. Here's Pat.
Hi, guys. It's me, Pat. It's my point of view.
I heard
it. Sixers have a little bit of depth issue in one area. What area is that, gentlemen?
I would say a stretch shooter.
Really? That wasn't where I was going. Okay. All right, that's fine.
I thought it was.
See, I was gonna say too.
Thanks, Bob.
Backup point guard?
You railed all of it.
Okay,
I was gonna go center.
Oh, I think there's a depth issue at center.
They don't really have a center. Now, the obvious choice would be B-Ball Paul or Charles Bassey. You throw one of those two young guys in there. They're cheap. They're affordable. You got to figure out what you have in them. But a story on Bleacher Report, and it's an opinion piece, but I agree with it, was the best landing spot for Boogie Cousins was the Sixers.
Oh,
now
I did see that.
Now, look, DeMarcus Cousins is kind of a shell of himself of what he used to be after the surgeries and whatnot. Last year with Denver, he averaged 8.9 and 5.5 points a game. He did come in and have, I think he had 2 starts with them, but he would be a bench piece. He'd be a backup. But I did find this interesting because there was at one time where, I wanted him as a backup, and this is after the surgeries, but I wanted him as a backup big for Joel Embiid so bad. The connection here is that DeMarcus Cousins has stated it before, like, I don't like many people, but I like watching Joel Embiid play. He loves Joel Embiid.
Okay.
So if DeMarcus Cousins was willing to take the veteran minimum, which at this point, look, it's late. He'd probably have to if he wants to continue to play. Would you take him? Or would you go with the youth of Bassey and B-Ball Paul?
Oh, I'd love to have Boogie Cousins here. I would love that.
And he adds kind of that attitude that you were searching for this offseason and you got in P.J. Tucker.
I absolutely would love to have him here. Veteran minimum, though, you really believe that could happen?
I mean, it's late August. Training camp's opening up in like 2 weeks. He doesn't have a job.
I got to say.
Come on, tell me, Bob.
For a 15-minute run a night and an attitude of protecting Joel and, being that physical, because we called for physicality after last year was gone, and you addressed it a little bit with P.J. Tucker. I don't think I'd mind it at all, especially if Doc Rivers doesn't have a proficiency for going to younger players. DeMarcus Cousins, minimum salary, 15 minutes a night off the bench. Put it this way, is it an upgrade from what's his face that they had last year before they traded him to the Nets?
DeAndre Jordan?
Yeah, no. Oh my God, why am I drawing a blank?
His name.
Went to Connecticut. I can't think of his name. But anyway, Boogie Cousins, 15-minute a night guy. I think I'm okay with that, yeah.
Is there any real whisper that this could happen?
I think it was just
speculation
on a Bleacher Report August article. Yeah, DeAndre Drummond.
Yeah.
Andre Drummond, though, was a good player.
He was. And look, I mean, Boogie Cousins last year averaged 14 minutes. 9 and 5.
Yeah,
5.5. I mean, he's literally what you'd want. And oddly, as much as I love Boogie Cousins, I love his attitude on the court. I've wanted him for years. I'm opposite. I don't know if I'd sign him because I do want to see what B-Ball Paul and Charles Bassey have. Now, if he is still a free agent in mid-November, okay, and Bassey and Reed just are not getting it done, then absolutely bring him in. But I do think it's important for this team to kind of follow the Heat model of getting something out of these younger, cheaper options. You know, the Heat have done it for years where their depth is built off of the back of guys that are getting paid nothing.
There's not the Heat, though, Pat, didn't have an hourglass where the sand's pouring out of it.
I mean, that's not a bad point, but
you got to win now.
And I know DeMarcus Cousins in this hypothetical wouldn't really be making much, but he is a Band-Aid, whereas Bassey or Reed could be a long-term cheap solution that I want to see them first. So I was surprised at myself because, as I said, like I love DeMarcus Cousins. I mean, the attitude, everything. But I don't know if I'd sign him even if he's available and wanted to come.
Huh.
You want the attitude, though.
But
I'd love the change in attitude.
I think Embiid would flourish. But.
Yeah, if he has his legs about him a little bit, he expanded his game to become a decent three-point shooter. So he's kind of that stretch guy that Bassey is, that B-Ball Paul is. So you're not changing style of play with a second unit. Not that matters all that much. It's interesting. DeMarcus Cousins is very, very interesting.
Now, even though I wouldn't rush to go sign him, I wouldn't be complaining if they did.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
That's good, right? Exactly.
I like him a lot.
It's not like you're so anti him. It's just that you have another reason.
No, I love the guy, but I just if they don't sign him, I'm content, and if they sign him, I'm okay with it. But I'd kind of rather see the youth at this point.
And just for people out there, we're just talking about a guy that would be playing 12, 15 minutes a night as a backup to Joel Embiid. We're not looking
14.
for anything else.
He's the Dwight Howard, Andre Drummond.
Yeah.
He's that role.
It's an interesting name.
By the way, Steve says the worst kind of fan for him, he can't believe wasn't on my list. He says dress-up guy.
So you're talking about the guy that shows up in a suit?
He's talking about he dresses up. Like the guy who's dressed up as like a character, or he's dressed up in like a costume.
Like Bugs Bunny?
Being next to him at a game, he hates it.
Sometimes they annoy me. Other times, most of the time, not so much.
Wait, what are we talking about? Dressed in the team's gear, or dressed up as?
He said there's two guys in his section that are complete. They have like costumes on.
Oh, really? I've never seen that.
To go to games.
Huh.
I don't know what kind of costumes. He's going to have to clarify. I asked him to clarify. So.
Did you guys talk on Friday about jeans at all?
No, but that looked cool. No. Yeah.
I like that.
That's cool.
I think it's cool.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that.
That must be a stinky section by the end of the night.
I was always a fan of like the Padillas full of Tia and the Wolf Pack back in the day. But
that was great.
There's nowhere to do it. So.
Yeah. Hey, the Birds' 53-man roster is due. Final grades are going to be in on this training camp. We are 31 hours away from that having to come down. We'll get to that next, plus more. It's John Kincade Show here on 97.5 The Fanatic. With Window Nation having a back-to-school sale, boy, is this a great deal for you. You're going to get 2 free windows for every 2 that you buy. Plus, you're not opening your wallet to pay anything until 2025. No payments, no interest till 2025. So you're lowering your energy bills for this upcoming 2 winters, 2 more summers, and you raise the value of your home with new energy-efficient windows that get an A+ rating in savings. I would tell you this right now. If you have vinyl windows, wood windows, fiberglass windows, they have them for you. Plus, an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau means you can trust them. Their average installer has over 16 years experience with over 20,000 windows installed. Why not get rid of the drafty, awful windows that you got right now? Get them replaced and take advantage of the savings for 2 full years. Get 2 free for every 2 that you buy, plus you're paying nothing until 2025. Do your window shopping online at windownation.com. Then call them at 866-90-NATION. That's 866-90-NATION.
The John Kincade Show.
He's a very strange young man.
He's an idiot.
comes from upbringing. On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
In order for small businesses to thrive, they need to be smart, efficient, agile, staying ahead of the market at every turn, and finding ways to do more with less. That's never been more important than it is right now. So for a limited time, Comcast Business is introducing Small Business Savings, a deal for companies across the country. When you call in now, you can get powerful internet for just $39 a month for 12 months. $39 a month, with no annual contract and a money-back guarantee. All on the largest, fastest, reliable network for small businesses, with the company that powers more businesses than anyone else. So if you're a small business owner, don't wait. Call and get started today. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Offer ends 9/21/22. Restrictions apply. New Comcast Business 50 megabits per second internet customers only. Requires EcoBill and autopay. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. Call or go online for details. After promo, regular rates apply.
Tired all the time? Trouble sleeping? Decreased sex drive? Sound familiar? Hey, it's Ricky Bo. Modern Men's Health in the South Jersey Medical Center in Cherry Hill is dedicated to helping men fight the effects of aging through proven medical treatments. Their licensed medical doctors offer solutions for anti-aging, ED, low testosterone, hypothyroidism, human growth hormone, and more. And since a doctor can only learn so much talking to you over the computer, their team of licensed physicians insist on seeing patients in person, in their office. After just one visit to their health center, they'll formulate a plan to help you look and feel years younger and boost performance. And if they can't, they guarantee you won't be charged for the appointment. Make an appointment now. Call 609-248-4555 or go to modernmenshealthllc.com. Call now, 609-248-4555. That's modernmenshealthllc.com in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. 609-248-4555.
Maine Kenny here. Kenny Maine here. All right, that one was on me. And hey, for new Caesars Sportsbook app users, your first bet's on Caesars. So if you don't win, you get it wrong, you get up to $1,250 back as a free bet. Download the Caesars Sportsbook app and sign up with the code RADIOFULL.
Open to new users in New Jersey who are 21 or older. Qualifying bet loses. Bet amount returned as a credit. Must use within 14 days. See Caesars.com/promos for full terms. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The Labor Day event from Dell Technologies is here. End the summer strong by starting up a new season of productivity. Your business upgrade begins with up to 48% off top-rated laptops, like Vostro, taking performance to the next level with 12th Gen Intel Core processors. It's time to push your growing business even further. What's next for you? Upgrade today by calling 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
It's an all-about-you kind of fall because beauty's biggest event is here with daily beauty steals of 50% off the must-haves from brands like Lancome and IT Cosmetics. 21 Days of Beauty has it all, happening at Ulta Beauty now through September 17th. Plus, discover new launches from Fenty Beauty and REM Beauty. So give yourself that new beauty feeling. You deserve it. Shop in-store, online, or try pickup today. Ulta Beauty. The possibilities are beautiful.
You can be their hero, their defense, their lifeline. If you suspect child abuse or neglect, call Childline, and trained professionals will listen and make referrals to investigative agencies to keep kids safe. Many cases of child abuse and neglect go unreported because someone didn't want to get involved. Don't look back and wonder, what if I made the call? Call Childline at 1-800-932-0313.
Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
Of course I use Mr. Clean Magic Eraser to clean tough messes off my stovetop and bathtub. But then I discovered I can also use it to easily clean my patio furniture and even my shoes. I'm hooked.
And when wipes won't cut it, I use Magic Eraser Sheets. They're thin and flexible erasers, perfect for everyday messes, like gunk on my counters and sinks. They really are magical.
The reviews are in. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and Sheets make cleaning look easy.
New message.
Hey, man, it's Devin. You know, from that time you accidentally emailed me because you thought I was a different Devin. Oh, and your email signature said confidential. If you receive this in error, please delete. That's so you. Anyway, I heard you bought a boat. When are we setting sail, Captain?
When you get a boat, you also get new friends. Make sure Progressive's one of them and get coverage today for as little as $100 a year.
Oh, Devin, no, you did not receive this message in error.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Annual premium for basic liability policy not available in all states.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
Of course I use Mr. Clean Magic Eraser to clean tough messes off my stovetop and bathtub. But then I discovered I can also use it to easily clean my patio furniture and even my shoes. I'm hooked.
And when wipes won't cut it, I use Magic Eraser Sheets. They're thin and flexible erasers, perfect for everyday messes, like gunk on my counters and sinks. They really are magical.
The reviews are in. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and Sheets make cleaning look easy.
Hey, guys, imagine if your favorite casino came with an undo button. You get that with FanDuel Casino's Play It Again. Get up to $1,000 back if you're down after your first day. Play your favorite table games and hundreds of slots for real cash. See why FanDuel Casino is the #1 rated online casino app. I just love to explore all the daily and weekly promotions. I play with live dealers, and if I ever have a question, well, they have a customer service class that is awesome, and they're there 24/7. So sign up for FanDuel Casino with promo code Bob today and play it again with up to $1,000 back if you're down after your first day. That's promo code Bob. 21 plus and present in Pennsylvania. Must not have previously placed any wager on FanDuel Sportsbook, FanDuel Casino, Betfair Casino, Mohegan Sun Casino, or Stardust Casino. Refund issued as non-withdrawable casino-only site credit that expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/casino. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station, home of the most entertaining sports talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. The John Kincade Show.
The show's a hit. Yes, the critics love it.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
The 9 o'clock hour of the John Kincade Show. When you turn on your mic,
it helps a little bit.
You find out that it's brought to you by the Bagster. It's a dumpster and a bag. Get yours today at Home Depot and Lowe's. And for details, go to Bagster.com. Tom Alvord's in already, putting in all the hard work, getting ready for Cuz Radio with Chunas behind the mic today. So Chunas and Chunas and Tom will entertain you today.
Yeah, Tom's wearing a Phillies Veterans Stadium, the last season shirt that looks brand new.
It does look brand new, doesn't it?
Like it looks like it has been worn maybe 5 times. He says, "What's your dad's?" Yeah, it's his dad's. So
Dad gave him the shirt?
He's borrowing Dad's clothes.
Or he stole it. Like my kids steal my clothes.
We got to get this guy a raise if he's borrowing his dad's clothes.
Just
got to get him his own clothes.
I was trying to do. We were doing the Bryce Harper thing in there. I got the foam baseball and wound up, and Tom was reading his phone and got him right in the forearm. Tom, or was it in the sort of like belly forearm? He doesn't have a belly though.
He came in here asking for the number from Martin Law.
Well, that's the law firm for injured workers.
I said visit
PAWorkinjury.com.
Yep.
If he wants to try to true that claim, we'll see if
he will.
We'll see if Chevy backs him.
Oh, we'll back him
in the
up.
case.
Yeah.
We'll see. Now you weren't a witness.
Doesn't matter.
Well, not a witness.
How much is it to you?
We'll see if Chevy.
I have no problem lying under oath.
We'll see if Chevy backs it up.
I have no problem lying.
Yeah. Do you think Haley's going to back? You think Haley's going to back that bus? Which way? Where do you think Chevy and Haley are going to cast their?
I think.
Where do you think their memory's going to be?
With Tom.
With Big Tom?
Yeah.
Well, for a share of the for a share of the take.
I mean, what's it worth to you, Johnny?
It could really work there. So, interesting too. Now I've gotten a few people chiming in after hearing the fans. I don't want to sit next to at a game, which was interesting too. Is that Frank says, without fail, no matter what sport my wife and I go to, directly behind us are 2 people who have zero clue as to what is going on, or 2 people who could care less about what they're watching. And so, like, to them, that's an aggravating. Another one here is D, and it's not our own D Lynham. D says, it's food people that bother me. I don't like the smell of the nachos, she says. Or he says. I can't tell if D is he or she. I'm sorry about that. Don't like the smell of nachos. Don't like your pulled pork sandwich. Don't want you leaning all over there.
All right, that's a little ridiculous.
I mean,
like I can't buy food next to the food that I want. That's a little ridiculous. I sided with you on a lot of this stuff, John, but there's some.
No, this isn't mine.
I know this isn't yours. But there are some of these where it's like, all right, at that point, I do think you probably should just stay home. You're complaining about ballpark eats next to you.
I'm generally in a good mood when I go to a game because it's something that I enjoy doing. So I'm not going to let the little things bother me, such as the smell of food.
Yeah, I can't imagine
someone's dress attire.
I think the smell of food, though, to me is like a good thing at a ball game.
I agree with you. Usually I'm like, I want that.
Oh, my gosh, that smells great. Tom Albert does not know where Frank S. Farley Plaza. He's from Ocean City.
When you said Frank, I jokingly said Frank S. Farley? And Tom looked at me deadpan and went, I have no idea who that is. And he joked, is that a Phillies reliever?
He's from Ocean City.
Yeah, this is embarrassing. Like, he's got his jersey card revoked, if you don't know who Frankie S. is, the legend.
I don't understand it. How could you not know Frank Farley Plaza?
I don't know. It's baffling to me. I finally found a chink in Tom Albert's armor.
People are talking far and wide about the fact that Tom Albert is not a.
I mean, Tom's not a Jersey guy.
Area. No, I mean, Jersey is not even the whole tri-state area because the tri-state area knows about Frankie S.
I mean, it is a great.
It's embarrassing.
That's a great place to stop off.
Oh, he came in now. He's staring at me like I'm the jerk. But you don't even know who Frank S. is.
Why don't we give Tom a mic? And or Tom can come in here and talk to us for a second. I mean, because I think this is a clear-cut violation.
Well, and he's wearing Philly stuff. And the one day I came in and I said Scott Air, and he didn't know who Scott Air was.
Wait a minute, EYRE didn't know Scott Air.
I don't know how we hired this
Why
guy.
are we picking on Tom? I don't get it. I'm all team
Tom Albert.
Yeah, I don't know is that Chris Farley's dad? Is that who it is? I know Chris Farley.
You know Chris Farley?
Yes.
I don't think they named the plaza after Chris.
That's probably fair.
You're from Ocean City. You drive by it.
I drive what?
You drive by it. If you're in Ocean City, you must drive by it.
Well, unless he takes back roads.
On the
Parkway.
Parkway.
I mean, went to Ocean City High School, so I drive in Ocean City.
Do you go back roads to come up to Philly?
Sometimes, yeah, but sometimes I take.
You went to Ocean City High School.
I did.
Right there on Fish Street.
Yes, it is. 2012, I graduated.
What was it like growing up in a beach town during the winter?
The wintertime's the best. We have local summer coming up very shortly when September hits and all the people from Philadelphia and New York end up going back home, going to school and stuff like that. So the weather's still beautiful. We have a month straight of just empty beaches, and it's the absolute best.
Best time I've ever been at the beach was May.
I don't care what Pat says.
May, right before that. All right,
he says the best time at the beach is May. I've heard September's awesome.
Both are good. September's probably better.
I like September better.
May's too cold.
Yeah.
Yeah. And September, you can go back up and watch football.
I mean, it is I'm a little surprised at this. Okay, so what is something that we don't know about not living in a shore town? Like Zumoff, right, has moved. Mark's moved down to live at the shore.
Yeah.
So he's now a shore person like all year round. What's something we don't know about it?
I would say that most of the time, the people that live down there, the locals, don't go out nearly as much as you would think in the summertime. Like, we try and avoid going to the shore towns during the summer as much as we can. A lot of people are working in, restaurant jobs and stuff like that as well. But, yeah, the locals down there try to avoid going out, especially on weekends in the summer, as much as possible just because it's so crazy.
What area of town did you grow up in?
So I was Upper Township. I'm right off of Ocean City. It's in between Ocean City and Sea Isle.
Okay, so you're in the higher numbers.
Yeah, it's like 10 minutes away from Ocean City.
Is it true that people in Ocean City use this summer to visit places like they vacation at Roxborough and Westchester and King of Prussia?
I don't think so.
Okay,
no, I never did at least.
Yeah, just to see how the other half lives.
Those people sitting on the real estate though they're sitting on is amazing if you're a local.
My grandmother bought a house down there. Grandmother and grandfather bought a house down there back in like 1970, and probably for very little money. And if that lot alone, because they'll just come in and knock down the house because they didn't do much work to it. They're a little bit older. But yeah, the township, whoever buys it, will come in, knock down that house, and it'll be worth a good amount of money. And they kind of just lucked into that. Yeah.
Go visit Frank Farley Plaza next time and take a picture for social media or something.
Okay.
Just go visit. It's fun. There's great people there.
Frank Sherman Farley.
What is Frank Farley? I'm going to take a guess that he was a politician.
He was, yes.
Was he a governor of New Jersey?
It says he was a 34 years New Jersey legislature.
Okay.
If he wasn't in Tommy Boy, I don't care. It doesn't bother me.
You have to go check that out.
Wasn't on SNL. Doesn't do much for me.
Very good. Tom Albert, ladies and gentlemen. Best voice at the station, I think.
Yeah, that's why he got hired. It wasn't his Frank S. knowledge. That's for
honestly
sure.
Not his producing either.
These two are going to roll.
Hey, Staples stores are a new world of possible. They got innovative tools for small business, remote workers, and learners. You can explore more at your local Staples store or visit staplesconnect.com. The Birds' 53-man roster is due in place in T-minus 30 hours and 49 minutes. Do you believe that the Eagles will make any trades between now and the roster being finalized? I do not.
I do.
I'll say yeah. I think so, yes.
I think absolutely. There'll be at least one.
Any idea who you think's going to be traded? Because I don't believe Jalen Reagor's being traded.
Well, I think your two favorites, if we were bettors, would be Reagor and Dillard, right?
Yeah, I'm really hoping they don't do that.
Dillard didn't look great the other night.
No, he did not.
Dillard's mechanics, from something I read this week, are very, very questionable.
But when Dillard gets to play with the first team offensive lineman from the Eagles, he looks more than serviceable. This is asking him to play with a bunch of guys that honestly aren't going to be playing.
Yeah, but technique's technique. I think that just carries over whether you're first, second, third string. Now, will some team go, we can fix that technique? What concerns me is the fact they have the best offensive line coach in football.
And he hasn't fixed it.
He can't fix it, so how is anybody else?
All right,
coaches are arrogant, so.
All right, 30 hours. Third-round pick, you are absolutely pulling the trigger for Dillard? Any team offers you a third-round pick?
Yeah.
So you're both pulling the trigger?
Yeah. Third, yes. Fourth, anything higher than third, no, because like I said last week, I do like that luxury of having a backup left tackle.
Yeah,
second most important position.
I think
maybe.
with him, you could see if he does get traded. I don't think he does, but if he does get traded, I could see it being a conditional pick.
Where, depending on how many snaps?
Yeah, because of the fact that.
But what would be the floor? Are you saying a 4 that becomes a conditional 3?
Yeah, I could see that happening because the reality is, he is a very, very much an unknown still. 5 years into this league, we don't know if he sucks or if he's good because he just has not had the opportunity. So I think a conditional stipulation will be put on the pick if he gets traded.
All right, if it was a 4 that could become a conditional 3, are you in?
Yeah,
I'm not.
Because if he sucks and he can't play, then you just got a 4th-round pick for a guy that can't play.
That's a good point. That's a very good point.
I mean, 4th-round pick for a guy who can't play, it's great value.
Yeah, I got to know that somebody with this deep offensive line that you do have, I have to know that there is somebody there that can swing over and play left tackle if something should happen to Jordan Mailata.
Okay.
I have to have that.
I do think, though, I think a move happens, but I think it'll be a depth move. I mean, I don't think they're going to trade a Reagor or a Dillard. I think it'll be, some backup. And that's kind of his MO a lot of times is he is trading.
Like a Driscoll.
Yeah, kind of. Last year he traded, Matt Tobin for a 6th-round pick? Like, it's always the minor
Pryor
moves.
for Minshew?
Pryor, that was it. Pryor, yeah. I think it's going to be one of those moves.
By the way, TM White checks in on social media. Crossing Broad has picked up the top 10 fans that I want to sit next to. And TM White says he nominates needs to take a shower fan.
I haven't dealt with that too much.
The BO fan?
Yeah, I haven't dealt with that too much. Lucky. That's probably bad during Philly season because
you're out there sweating anyway.
Yeah, I mean hockey and football.
See, the Jamaicans all use a word, and I believe it's a Spanish word, grajo.
Okay.
Grajo. And so there will be you'll walk by, we'll be out somewhere, and Christina will just go, oh, the grajo.
Oh, we just use dirt ball.
Dirt ball?
In the States. Yeah, in the States, dirt ball, yeah.
Well, she's in the States. She actually lives.
You just did. Just tell her to do that now.
Does it the dirt ball?
Yeah, just do dirt ball.
But dirt ball doesn't mean smell. Grajo means smell. There's a smell to it.
Yeah,
there's got to be an aroma.
There's a smell to dirt balls, that's for sure.
You don't want
funky smell.
I have a buddy, I told you this before, Glenn, who has no problem saying to perfect strangers, yo, dude, you might want to hit the shower.
Has he ever gotten punched?
I swear to God. No, he just does it.
That's rude.
And he's not being mean or anything like that.
No,
he's just like, whoa, man, yo.
That's rude.
Deodorant or something.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, but he does it in a way that's kind of, the person usually says, oh, okay, I'll take care of it.
Oh, my gosh.
Or they'll throw him some Febreze out of my trunk like we did the other day, Pat.
Yeah, it's nice. For some people, Coach?
For
Did you guys add to that list? I didn't hear if you added this from somebody that may have emailed in, the referee yeller.
Yeah, I had that on my list.
Yeah. Okay.
Like the guy who is...
Thanks for joining the show, Coach.
The guy who's constantly complaining about the refs.
No, not the guy that complains about the refs. over at the Union game, in the one spot that I sit at midfield, there's this guy that, I mean, every single game is standing up and yelling, yelling at the ref that he made a bad call. It's every game.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what.
It doesn't matter. I mean, he's standing up and...
So he's yelling about every call.
Every call.
Okay, yeah, that's why I have that on my list. I have that as the guy complains about starts complaining very first call of the game and never stops.
But yells directly at the ref as though the ref can hear him.
You bum!
Oh, they can hear you, those refs.
Yeah, they can. Hey, the beach, the boardwalk, and the boat on the bay. Bet Parks when you're down the shore. Download it at betparks.com. You got to be 21 and in New Jersey. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Bob, you had a question from last hour we didn't get to about the biggest questions for the rest of the Phillies season. And honestly, the only one that came to mind for me was, will the bullpen hold up?
Yeah, and I mean it as a whole like that. What are your biggest question marks? So moving forward, we talked about it. They could have just a decent record moving forward, and they can, they can get 95 wins with a 23-11 record. That's certainly doable for this team. But if you're moving forward and hoping for success with this team, what is the first, and Pat, I want you jumping on this too, the first thing that pops in your head that says, that could be the problem. That could be what's going on. That prevents them from doing something maybe in the playoffs.
Oh, bullpen.
Yeah, I mean, the bullpen.
So you're both bullpen.
Yeah, I think it's bullpen because it's been so good. It's been such a big part of what's elevated them.
And with the recent injuries, you're kind of seeing that go the other way. Like, the more you need to use Nick Nelson.
See, I think Nick Nelson's been pretty good, though.
He's been okay, but he's not a setup guy that you want to see often. And because of the injuries, you're seeing him way more often than you probably want to.
Yeah, he's the 5-run cushion guy.
Yeah, he's Clay.
Whether you're up or down 5 runs, I'm okay putting him in.
Yeah, in 08, they had Clay Condrey. And Clay Condrey was great in that role. But if you ask Clay Condrey to be the 7th, 8th, and 9th guy, he's not going to be very good. And Nick Nelson is Clay Condrey.
Mine went more specific. I didn't even just pick an area. I picked one person, and that was Zach Wheeler. Because if I can't get the horse, if I can't get that true number one from him, I'm afraid then Nola is going to start seeing the Nola of years past. And then Ranger Suarez hopefully can. But if it doesn't start with Wheeler, I get nervous about things.
That is tough.
Yeah. But, it's good. We didn't go to hitting at all. That lineup is, like I said earlier today. I mean, you had Gene Segura batting 8th on Saturday night. That's a good lineup.
Oh, no question.
Yeah, and if you have Segura hitting 8th and your center fielder du jour batting 9th, it's a really formidable. Now, I didn't like what Rob Thompson did yesterday with Schwarber, Castellanos. Why the two guys that swing and miss most on the team are hitting 1-2?
That was dumb.
I didn't like that. And I understand the Sunday game and you're holding some guys out and you're just trying to look at things. But I didn't like that lineup yesterday at all.
Brandon Marsh going to be back from this point on.
Yep.
So hopefully that helps a little bit with the
fielding.
Helps it with a little bit. That should. If you just ask Schwarber and Castellanos to play a little over closer to the line.
Absolutely. Yeah, let those gaps be there and let Marsh run it down.
Get out of Marsh's way and let him just try to do his thing out there, and hopefully it'll be a much improved situation there. I thought he was hurt badly.
Me too. Yeah, I was happy to see him back because Bradley Zimmer's not very good at baseball.
No. Yeah. You know what's really crazy is how can you not find a fourth outfielder or a fifth outfielder in baseball?
They did. They found him. They found Bradley Zimmer.
Yeah, but there's a depth issue in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's. I think you can find one. It's just a matter of that guy's not going to be very good most of the time. You're going to get a Bradley Zimmer. I think most teams, fifth outfield, and that's the way you have to look at it. Is Bradley Zimmer is this team's fifth or sixth outfielder, right? Because they had Odubel, they had Moniak, they have Vierling. Then, you have other guys, and then Zimmer, like Bradley, and Brandon Marsh, and then you have Bradley Zimmer. So he really is like the fifth or sixth outfielder, center fielder that they tried out there. Odubel got released, Moniak got traded. You have Vierling, but, nothing to write home about.
No.
Marsh is injured, so then you're stuck with, You know, I mean, I think a lot of teams' fifth or sixth option is going to be a Bradley Zimmer.
It's going to be terrible?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, give me a glove then. If he's going to be just your 9-hole hitter inside, give me a glove out there, especially like John said, with those two
and I think
that
that's
are by
what they
your
went
side.
with. You know, Zimmer's not known for his bat, that's for sure. He's pretty brutal. So.
And I worry about the games in San Francisco always bother me because of the weird corners, the weird angles.
I hate
like
watching
Castellanos, and we're going to be every ball hit towards Castellanos is going to be like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah, you guys know I love summertime. I hate watching August games in San Fran where the fans are all bundled up and it's cold and like it just I don't like it.
Okay, the coldest winter I ever spent
was a summer.
I spent in San Francisco. Who said that, Bob?
It wasn't Yogi, was it?
Coach, do you know the answer?
Wait, say that one more time.
The coldest winter I ever spent was the one I spent in San Francisco.
Was a summer.
I think that's
the coldest winter was the summer. Yes, it was.
Mark Twain said that?
Mark Twain said that.
That guy lived in Buffalo.
And he's right near Port Charles.
No, but he lived in Buffalo.
And he said the coldest winter.
I'm thinking that's a lie. I think he's just trying to explain how cold winters are in San Fran, but no,
summer.
Oh,
see, you're getting confused.
Oh, all right. I'll save this for Stan Pat. You'll hear this again on Friday.
Man, you're strong.
Yeah, it's not. It hasn't been a good segment, and luckily, it's ending in about 34 seconds. So, look, it was fun.
It was fun while it lasted.
It was Mark.
By the way, BO guy's getting a lot of work on this list.
BO guy.
I mean, it's incredible. The BO,
the BO guy,
the BO fan.
He's taking a lot of heat.
He's been coming in. Jason Zelnowski says the BO fan happens often at WWE AEW events. He said it is bad. Another one, another fan saying here is the guy in a tank top at the game or a muscle shirt with their pits exposed. That they are the ones that stink.
That's Connor right there.
See, now I would think that it would be
Muscle
less,
shirt.
but I would think it'd be less stink because more air. They're getting more, like, I think the stink comes off the shirt.
No, sweat.
No? Man.
It's
as we break down the stinky stuff.
This segment's been sponsored by Old Spice.
I mean, seriously.
Yeah, right?
Hey, the beach, the boardwalk, and the boat on the bay. Bet Parks when you're down the shore. Download it at betparks.com. You got to be 21 and in New Jersey. And if you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Now, I had a gentleman here who then, here's the segment. And now he's apologized to me. But Sam goes, John, you've been gone too long. There is no Section M at Lincoln Financial Field. So I had to send him a picture of the seating chart and go, here's Section M. And he says, I'm sorry. Oh, wow, that is there. And I'm like, yes, it is there. Go get tickets in those sections. Everyone who goes watches the game. The entire section stands up.
And they shower.
And they do shower, too, It's which helps a little bit. All right, coming up, Bob wants to know about hot seats. And we have the listener-suggested segment of the day. It's the John Kincade Show here on 97.5 The Fanatic. You know, when you think of back-to-school sales, you're thinking of clothing and you're thinking of gear. What you're not thinking about is windows for your house. But that's why Window Nation is pouncing right now. They want you to lower your energy bills for 2023 and 2024. They want you to raise the value of your home. And they want you to get new energy-efficient windows at a great deal. How about this one for you? You buy 2 windows, you get 2 free. And I'm talking any style window. You need vinyl, you need wood, you need fiberglass. They got them all for you. Every style, every color, every size you could possibly need, all available from Window Nation. Buy 2, get 2 free, and you're paying nothing till 2025. Nothing. No money down, no interest, no payments until 2025. This is an amazing deal. So you lower your energy bills, you raise the value of your home, and you get a great, great savings. So here's what you do. Do your window shopping online today at windownation.com. And what I want you to do, I want you to call 866-90-NATION to place your order. That's 866-90-NATION.
The John Kincade Show.
They put it on the air?
Of course they put it on the air. It was a big success.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. Fan Fest 2022 is coming.
Saturday, October 1st at Xfinity Live. Doors open at 1 p.m.
Presented by FanDuel Sportsbook.
Here's what to expect.
100-foot obstacle course, rock wall, mechanical shark, the Fanatic's haunted Halloween beach, the Sixers half court, the Philadelphia Union's mobile soccer field, the Flyers inflatable goal, Franklin the mascot, gritty, exotic sports cars, all of our Fanatic hosts, DJ Mo Green, loads of food and beer.
And just added, Eagles cornerback Darius Slay.
Darius Slay is brought to us by CSL Plasma.
The countdown is on.
For more FanFest info and ticket raid days, go to 975thefanatic.com.
Fanatic Fan Fest 2022, Saturday, October 1st from 1 to 5 p.m. at Xfinity Live and only from 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia.
T-Mobile believes customers deserve to get more without paying more. Everything from entertainment benefits like Netflix on Us to travel benefits to Scam Shield protection, all with taxes and fees included. So the price you see is the price you pay. When you're a T-Mobile customer, you get over $225 in value every month in benefits with our Max Family Plan.
That's like paying for nosebleed seats and getting to sit in the front row.
That's right. At T-Mobile, your family gets over $225 worth of value and benefits with our Max plan each and every month. Plus, with our Price Lock Guarantee, we won't raise your rate plan price for talk, text, and data ever.
That's like paying for a cab and getting a stretch limo.
At T-Mobile, you get value beyond the expected.
Qualifying service required. Value based on included monthly benefits. Sales tax and regulatory fees included in Max's monthly price. Price Lock guarantees rate price of talk, text, and data for new accounts with qualifying service. Exclusions apply. See details at T-Mobile.com.
Hey, it's Jen Scordo. Kick off week 1 with FanDuel in partnership with Valley Forge, America's #1 sportsbook. Join today. Get $150 in free bets guaranteed when you place your first $5 bet. That's it. Sign up using promo code Scordo to get in on all the action. Turn game day into payday all season long. Week 1, and I am pumped. I like our own Philadelphia team over Detroit, of course, and the over on total wins for the season at 9.5 for Philadelphia. You would take that bet and maybe a little upset. I like Jacksonville over Washington. Let's see what happens. Bet on more than just the final score, too. Wager on everything from touchdowns to total yards to catches. You can even combine your bets for a chance at a bigger payout with the same game parlay. I love those. Don't fumble your chance for $150 in free bets, win or lose. Use promo code SCORDO and make every moment more with FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of the NFL.
21 plus and present in PA. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable free bets that expire 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
To me, the most important word in the world is dignity. There are certain God-given rights to be fed, to have shelter, medicine, and clothing. When many of our clients come to us, they face the great risk of losing much of what they have. In some cases, losing everything. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. In one instant, an accident, a natural disaster, or the intentional acts of others can threaten our dignity. Whether it's the loss of a paycheck, paying medical bills, enduring a life of pain and suffering, or a claim with your own insurance company, or a business dispute, and you can't afford to pay a lawyer by the hour, your dignity hangs in the balance. You only pay us if we recover for you. Let my firm fight for you, your family, and your dignity. Call us for a free consultation. Dial pound law on your cell phone. That's pound 529. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Helzberg Diamonds presents The Guy Who Found the Perfect Ring. Jake needed an engagement ring, so he did his research, asked his fiance's best friends for advice.
She wants emerald cuts. Definitely.
And he went to Helzberg Diamonds. Jake knew that Helzberg's been in business for over 100 years. That means quality. And with their price match guarantee, he'd get a great deal. And she'd get the ring she's always wanted.
Way to go, Jake.
So be like Jake. Find the ring of her dreams at a Helzberg Diamonds near you or at Helzberg.com.
The Labor Day event from Dell Technologies is here. End the summer strong by starting up a new season of productivity. Your business upgrade begins with up to 48% off top-rated laptops, like Vostro, taking performance to the next level with 12th Gen Intel Core processors. It's time to push your growing business even further. What's next for you? Upgrade today by calling 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
The new school year is here, and it's go time for our teachers. Dunkin' is brewing up the perfect way to say thank you. In celebration of all local educators, participating Dunkin' restaurants throughout Philadelphia are treating teachers to a free, medium, hot, or iced coffee on Thursday, September 1st. No purchase necessary. Limit 1 per guest. Excludes cold brew and nitro cold brew. Additional charges may apply. Participation may vary. Offer not valid in Metro NYC, Lancaster, Harrisburg, York, PA, Johnstown, Altoona, PA, Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, PA. Terms apply.
It's an all-about-you kind of fall because beauty's biggest event is here with daily beauty steals of 50% off the must-haves from brands like Lancome and IT Cosmetics. 21 Days of Beauty has it all, happening at Ulta Beauty now through September 17th. Plus, discover new launches from Fenty Beauty and REM Beauty. So give yourself that new beauty feeling. You deserve it. Shop in-store, online, or try pickup today. Ulta Beauty. The possibilities are beautiful.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Thinking about gas mileage. An oil change with quality oil like Castrol Edge Full Synthetic can help your engine get more out of every tank. Right now, you can get 5 quarts with an STP Extended Life oil filter for only $37.99. Get what you need for better fuel efficiency at any of our 6,200 stores or on AutoZone.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Hello? Whether you're at home or on the go, listen to 97.5 The Fanatic on Odyssey on your smartphone, Roku, LG Smart TV, Waze, and more. That's Odyssey, AUDACY. Check it out now.
Hey, it's Coach and the Phils. They're in Arizona. The Birds are about to start that 22 season, so it's time for the Caesars Sportsbook Report. Have you downloaded that Caesars app yet? Well, check this out. Your first bet with Caesars Sportsbook, it's on Caesars. Up to $1,250. Simply download the Caesars Sportsbook app and use the promo code RADIOFULL. It's all one word, RADIOFULL. Then place your first bet. If you win, congratulations. If you don't, you'll get your stake back as a free bet. So let's check out what's on the Caesars app for tonight. Bryce Harper has not hit a home run yet since he's come back, so he's due for a dinger. You can get that at plus 390, and I did throw a few bucks on that, plus some important futures bets. The Birds sitting at a plus 2,500 to win the Super Bowl. I actually put a few bucks on that this morning. Those who bet with Caesars earn towards stays at some of their iconic, awesome Caesars locations, as well as free dining, tickets, experiences, and a lot more. Caesars Sportsbook open to new users in New Jersey who are 21 and over. If qualifying bet loses, the bet amount is returned as a credit, must use within 14 days. See Caesars.com/promo for full terms. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
This crew always says thanks for listening, and we actually mean it. The John Kincade Show continues here on 97.5 The Fanatic and streaming on the 97.5 The Fanatic app.
97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Thanks so much for hanging out with the John Kincade Show. Hopefully your Monday is off to a great start. There is nothing better, Pat, than so a lot of people interacting. There's a lot more fans that I forgot, obviously, that people don't want to sit next to. Because now the Crossing Broad's got this, and it's all bouncing around, getting a lot more reminder. Seems like the BO fan is getting a lot of play.
I don't interact with that guy. I haven't been around him.
I mean, it's not as bad.
Luckily, I guess. Apparently,
yeah, I guess you're lucky, but it seems like a lot of people navigate BO fan. That seems to be an issue. You'll get the ones, though. You get a couple of people in the comments like, oh, I hate that show. Don't listen. Terrible. Then I'll just click and I'll say, this person seems very angry. And then I'll see, follows you. And I'm like, why would you follow people if you just, you hate them?
Is there a BO problem in this?
That's what I'm wondering.
country?
Is there BO? I mean, what's going on here?
I feel like there is a trend now of people not using deodorant.
Really?
It's a social.
Really?
Yeah, it's like, I mean, it's not, obviously there's still like, I think the vast majority that use it, but there is this trend amongst adults of like, nope, I'm good. I don't need it. My musk isn't bad.
Really?
No, folks, it's bad. Like, just It's like $3-4 at CVS. Just head over there and grab some deodorant.
I gotta say, I don't run into stinky people all that much. We had one last week. We took care of it. We took care of the situation. Actually, I give Egan all the kudos for this because he approached stinky person, let stinky person know that they stank.
Okay, what did you
and
use?
had a resolution right there in his hand with a thing of Febreze.
So I knew that this person didn't know that they smelled bad.
Okay, the thing is
and I know that this person would probably want to know
that they smelled bad.
That they smelled bad. Yeah, I don't think it's a situation like this person doesn't have the ability to know that he smells bad. So
you just gave it away.
I didn't give it away.
You sort of
this person might have had allergies.
You know what happened?
Where his nose was clogged up.
You put on something, you sweat in it, and then you wore it again. That's the only way that smell, because it was from like the gates of hell had been opened up. That because I got hit with that. I said, okay, who stinks? Because something stinks.
Yeah.
Something's really bad.
I nicely let this person know.
Well, no, I like that. Pat, though, the thing is, though, someone would think you were being a jerk. I think you were being a friend. Like, I think you're being
No,
good
I thought
when
he
you
was.
do that.
Yeah,
No,
I thought he was being a friend.
I would not have done it had I not known this person.
Exactly, right.
If it was just a rando, because it was at the golf outing. So if it was a rando listener, no, I'm just chalking that up to, all right, dude smells bad. But because I knew this person, and I knew that they'd probably want to know, because nobody wants to stink.
No, and look, we love Jen. We love everything about her.
No, it was not. No.
We'll make it clear.
It was not her.
Okay, just make sure.
No.
Make sure, because we love
Not
Jen.
at all.
We love Jen.
Jen smells wonderful. Jen smells like success and lollipops.
I mean,
smells
What
great.
does success smell like?
Like Jen Scordo.
Oh, okay.
you now Hunter Brody smells like Axe. Like the Axe body spray.
Dude, that ain't
I could
right.
see
That
that.
ain't right. People, I think, would rather stink than smell like Axe a lot of times.
I think Hunter may have the Axe body spray.
3 teenage boys.
But he's clean, though.
All
Like
around
Hunter's-
the same time.
Hunter's clean and put together.
Axe ruled my life for a while.
I think Hunter's got the Axe body spray.
Oh, let me tell you, 4 years of high school was sponsored by Axe for me.
He coached?
Who would you rather sit next to? The guy that has the BO or the guy that puts on too much
cologne?
Too
much cologne. I'll deal with a strong smell over a bad smell any day of the week.
God, now I'm going to be noticing an awful lot
Stinkies.
about the people sitting around me at games from now on.
Hey, Martin Law is the law firm for injured workers. Visit paworkinjury.com. All right, we have a first-timer here. And by the way, I'm sorry I've been negligent about giving this out. My JK Show segment at gmail.com. My JK Show segment at gmail.com. I've been negligent handing that out. And I'm saying it because I'm down to 4 topics left in the email box that I've sifted through. But Brian Keselowski.
Whoa, sir. Sir?
Yes?
We have rules.
What's that?
Here is the listener-suggested segment of the day.
Not only have you not had a there goes the perfect show moment today, now you're even one better than that.
You're jumping me over there.
You
Well,
are on your
I
game.
actually hadn't done the throw yet.
Last segment
What
was
I was
not-
saying
not
is
strong.
Brian Keselowski is the first 3-time contributor to the My JK Show segment. Jason Coletti's had it twice. Brian Keselowski's ahead of him now.
Good recovery.
All right, what makes a leader in sports? He heard us discussing all the leadership. Brian thinks I think it's sort of a general topic. He goes, he's beginning a career in educational leadership shortly. And listening to interviews and doing research, there are a lot of qualities and attributes in being a great leader. So what attributes makes a great sports leader? And it could be a coach, veteran player, owner, or general manager. And the second question would be for all of us is, from our experience in radio, print media, television, everything, what qualities do the leaders display in our professional life? He's about to embark on this as his new career. Brian, congratulations on that. So a leader in sports, general manager, coach, a veteran player, what attributes do they have?
Not.
I'll go.
This
Do you
is
want me to go?
yeah. Go ahead, Pat.
So I think there's 2 that jump out to mind. Then all of a sudden I forgot them.
Do they jump out to you or not?
No, they did. So the first one is going to be self-awareness. The ability to critique yourself and know that you need to be better and not just be somebody that calls people out.
Okay.
But you're taking a lot of the blame too when it's justified. And then the second one is the approach that you use. You can't just go up to a guy and yell at him or be distant. You have to know when to approach somebody and know when not to approach somebody. So example would be like, guy strikes out, right? And he's in a slump. Maybe that's not the best time to walk up to him and start giving him pointers. You might want to wait 5 minutes. So your timing, I think, is a good part of leadership. When to approach, when not to.
I think it's that you realize that every single person has to be approached differently.
Absolutely.
A great leader understands that that maybe a Pat needs to be treated one way and John needs to be treated another. A 2x4 works better for me than a pat on the back and a soft-pedaled, could you do this? I'd rather have the 2x4 and be like, okay, we can't have that again, or we don't. And that's how I would learn better.
Yeah, I think a great natural leader doesn't have to try or be labeled by himself as a leader.
It's a great one.
Go embark on that a little more.
I just think naturally they are. We always, I say this all the time. You say, oh, he's going to be the leader of this team. Well, great leaders often don't label themselves as leaders. They just lead because they're that good at what they do and therefore become leaders. Coaches and GMs are probably different. But as far as players, I find that more leaders are guys that put their head down and do the work and reap the benefits of it for him and his team, or her and her team, than the guys that are, I am the leader of this team.
I believe in two things, and they're both about eating. I believe leaders eat last. That you look out for the people that you work with. You try to make sure you're looking out for every single person. And I think also, too, the old line of the mob boss, that is that the mob boss is that he makes sure that everybody is eating. That he makes sure that everybody is feeling like they're getting some love, getting some attention, getting something. And I think knowing that is it's incredibly hard to manage that.
Leadership, I think, comes naturally more than we know. I don't think you can learn to be a leader, but the great ones have it in them. And that sounds cliche-ish, but I honestly believe that. The greatest leaders I've seen through sports throughout my lifetime are some of the quietest people you'll ever see.
Oh, I think you're right about that.
Yeah, I think a lot of times a leader isn't the best player.
Yes.
Prime example would be like the Super Bowl team. Fletcher Cox was getting heat because he was the highest paid guy. He's probably the best player on the defense. Unquestionably, though, Malcolm Jenkins was the leader of that defense. I mean, he was the leader of that team. He rallied that squad together. I mean, he was a very, very good player. But I agree with Bob. I think a lot of times it's boring. I think there's a fine line, too, between the guys who want to be, quote-unquote, leaders and end up being jerks, and then the guys who are actually leaders, who make your team better. I think a lot of times we think, oh, they're a great player, and they want to win so badly, when in reality, like, their teammates hated them. That's not a good leader. Your teammates hated you.
Yeah,
Did you make them better, or were you just that good that you were your talent weighed out, or won out, I should say?
Well, I know that that's one of the things that when Shaq and Kobe did the interview, they talked about the fact that Shaq said, I made mistakes as a leader with you. And Kobe said, I agree with you. But he understood where it was coming from. But Shaq dialed up I'm going to be a jerk to you a little too much, because he knew that he was a cocky guy that had to be taken down a notch, but he overplayed it. And they both agreed to that. So it's interesting. So that's a leadership has become a big thing in corporations and become a new thing.
Yeah, and like I said, when I was part of the team, if somebody said someone was a leader, I took that as a kick in the junk, saying, oh, well, what am I, a follower?
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I didn't look to be the leader. I didn't need to be led. I always, felt like, and I'm sure everybody out there, when you play your sport, you played as hard as you could. I didn't need to be led.
Yeah, but there are people that
there are. And a great example, somebody on here said, Philosophical said something about Andy Reid shouldn't have named Donovan McNabb a captain. They should have let players do that because he wasn't really a leader. Well, Andy Reid could have been thinking even more, saying, yeah, but if I don't name him a captain, he's probably going to soak, and I might not get as much out of him. So,
good point.
There's different ways to look at everything like that. But yeah, the leadership thing, as I've told you guys before, to me is so
nebulous. Is that the word?
I don't want to say overrated because it's great to have one, but to think you have to have one, I was never on board with that.
What about in this line of work? Or does it matter?
I'm talking sports. I'm not talking.
But in our line of work, he did ask about that too. I think it is
different.
I think in our line of work, that a leader shows how it's done and doesn't feel the need every day to look over someone's shoulder and just show someone how it's done and take an interest in helping to develop people under them on the food chain.
We have a lot of work to do.
And I think that's something that is not done enough in our industry, that people take an interest in the interns, take an interest in the young guys, take an interest in, because the better support system you build under you in our businesses, the better you're going to succeed.
Yeah.
The stronger the bench. It's like building a bench.
Yeah, it really is. I remember being an intern, and the guys that were willing to take the time out of their day to help out and show an interest were some of the bigger names of the station, which was ironic. It's like they don't need to pay attention to little old me. They don't know who I am, but they would. And it sits with you. Like, it really, you remember that kind of thing. So you're right. Like, you have to take an interest in the other people and not just be self-absorbed and self-contained. In this industry, that's so important.
That's how he went from Big Possum to coach.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
Is that why they call him coach?
Well,
because he coaches up the town around
here?
The
followers call him coach.
Oh, what do the leaders call him?
The guys who are like
Possum?
Bob, who don't need to be led, they call him Big Possum or BP for short.
BP.
Yeah, BP went by the wayside, though, when they had the BP oil spill. So it was a negative at the time. So now he just goes by Big Possum. But you can call him BP for short.
I think that was like 2010.
Yeah.
That oil spill.
Yeah, it's whatever you want to call it, Coach. It's fine. I call him Big Possum. You can call him Coach. Doesn't matter.
Andy didn't come in and squeeze my shoulder or anything. He didn't come in and
beat you up.
Didn't tweak my nipple. You didn't do anything.
Sorry, what?
That's
what goes on here?
Anthony gave me a nipple tweak the other day.
He gave you a purpler nurpler?
He didn't give me a purple nurple.
You allowed to say titty twister on the air?
Nah, I don't know about that.
I don't think you can.
We all know what it is.
Maybe you say that on Cuz Radio.
Well, it's coming up in 14.
Maybe there are different rules on Cuz Radio. How you doing, Andy?
I'm doing great. How are you?
What are you doing?
Your
kid, by the way, is just such a joy.
Oh, I love him. Yeah, he's a.
Oh my gosh,
he's
what
a
happy baby.
Yeah, he's a happy baby. So that makes my life a lot easier. I have a question.
Yes, sir.
For you two fine gentlemen. How do you allow your car to get to the point where it breaks down on a highway? Because that's what I dealt with coming in this morning.
Your car broke down?
No, somebody's car did.
Somebody else's car broke down?
And I just it bothers me because if it's gas, you get the little light. The little light pops up.
You're stupid if it's gas.
It tells you. I mean, all these cars nowadays tell you everything, right? Oh,
yes.
You need to get your oil changed. Okay, so then go get your oil changed. I don't know. There was a car just broken down again on the side of the highway today. Like, what are you doing? If your car's about to break down, don't go on 76.
Sometimes you don't know your car's about to break down.
And the cars tell you everything now, Bob.
The cars do tell you everything.
Everything.
Do you have I just got a new car last week.
Okay, congratulations.
And I've never had this. Thank you very much. Very economical and a hybrid. I went hybrid. Very different for me. I actually have a text system now on the app where the car will tell me if something is malfunctioning. I'll get a text message saying, go to the dealership, get this checked. This doesn't seem to be functioning. Well, I said, that takes the dummy. Absolutely creates dummy proof.
And the car on the side of the road today looked like a newer car, right?
Now that's ridiculous then.
Like, I have a 2013 Honda Civic. I don't get text messages, but I still get the alerts that pop up on the screen when I'm driving. Like, hey, you should do this, get your tires rotated, all that kind of. Like, how do you do that?
It isn't.
Sorry. I started my day.
Screaming at the clouds a little bit here.
I am.
The guy who runs out of when I see someone on the side of the road and they got a gas can.
Yeah, like, what are you?
I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
That's what are you doing that you would run it? How did running out of gas should never happen?
I've cut it close before, but
Pat,
I give him a ride to the gas station.
Pat seems like the guy
That's nice of you, Bob.
who is Cosmo Kramer.
Oh, absolutely.
Pat wants it to run to 2 miles left, 1 mile left.
That arrow has been pointed at the ground before as I'm pulling into the gas station. I love it. I live it. I didn't know my car had my old car had 12 gallon tank, 12 gallon plus. And man, when I filled up one day and it was 12 and a half gallons, that was
Then
a
you
good
knew
feeling.
that there was a scam going.
That was a good feeling. Oh, it did, yeah. Where when I would fill up and I would, because I was always an empty guy. So when I would fill up and it would be under 12 gallons, I'd be disappointed in myself for not pushing it.
By the way, I heard the thing where I would always say to my wife, why do you run the car down till the little alert comes on that you need gas?
Yes.
Why wouldn't you just get gas when it's and so I said to her, it's not good for a car because all the sediments and everything are at the bottom of the tank. And I got corrected by a car guy going, maybe in the old days it was. That's not true anymore.
Yeah, I mean, look, I've gotten the light pop up on my way
occasionally,
home.
sure. It's
I
like
try
40
to
miles.
plan it out. I'm like, okay, I got 50 miles left in the tank, and it's a 30-plus mile drive home. Okay, I'll fill up when I get there.
I have a son that thrives on driving until there's 1 mile left in the car.
Oh, that's terrible.
That's my guy right there.
There was twice. I picked up my car. He borrowed it. I picked it up at his high school, and there was 1 mile to go.
And now it's up to you to go get gas.
Exactly.
That's guess the Cooney son that did that.
I'm going to go with Bobby.
I'm going to go Bobby also.
Bobby.
Kyle.
Wow.
Really? Now, I
Still
would've guessed
does it to
Kyle.
this day, too.
Wow, I would have guessed Kyle to be the guy who fills up at half a
me
tank
too.
fills it up.
But,
That's what Coach
I gained
does.
a lot of respect for Kyle just now.
Coach does that?
Yeah, Coach, you know half a tank, right? I remember you telling me that before.
Yeah, if mine gets anywhere near half tank, I fill it up.
Every time.
Every time.
Now, that's psycho.
Possum?
My daughter
That's
does that.
crazy.
Big Possum's a little crazy with that.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's a little possum move.
He is a little crazy. Oh, and Andy, we had the my top 10 list today. The top 10 fans you don't want to sit next to.
I
in a
was
game.
Listening.
Did you have an addition to the list?
I have one. I don't know if you mentioned this one. I didn't hear the entire list, but there was a guy earlier this year that I dealt with this. For Father's Day, I got my dad some nice seats. It was behind home plate, but not with the padded seats, like the first row behind it. It was nice seats. The same thing
Awesome
for
seats.
like $100 less. You might as well just do it. And the guy next to me, there was like a cute girl behind us.
Okay.
And the guy next to me, he's sitting there. He's all acting all macho, trying to like impress this.
Chatting her up.
And the girl goes, "Oh, so why did he throw it there?" Oh, well.
No.
And he did like a breakdown of the play and was totally incorrect on everything he said. He was I know. Oh, let me tell you. I'll explain.
It's on my list, by the way.
There was
that was one of mine on the list.
Why didn't he swing at that pitch? It was like a 3-0 count. He's like, I don't know. You should be. And it was just like, dude, there's runners on second, third. You might as well walk at the bases low. But like, he was just wrong about everything. He kept on saying things incorrectly the entire game.
The fan is the fan in the stands that's the educator in the section.
Yes.
The loudest one. Usually you catch the factual errors.
Yeah, and he was wrong about majority of the stuff he said. It was really annoying.
That's a bad one. Did your dad not say anything? He's not the kind of guy to go.
No, he won't say anything.
You wouldn't.
My dad was a yeller that night, though.
Really?
He yelled at Moniak. He felt because we were close enough that he could. And when Moniak went like 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts, he said, I bet you could do that in Reading, too.
Oh.
And not too long later, he got sent down.
Mr. Chunas.
So I think Mr.
Chunas stepped over a line a little bit.
Yeah, he did. I was like, Dad, it's all right, man. But he made a couple people laugh. So he felt good about himself.
Now, the section comedian, is that one that did not make my list? The guy who's yelling out stuff, trying to be funny.
Yeah, depends how the game's going.
If it's a blowout game and you're winning,
if it's a blowout game and you're winning, I'm more apt to it. Like kind of like what me and Jamie were doing to
the player
Robinson Cano.
Right, Robinson Cano. And I remember the young man in front of us, the high school kid.
Yeah, like
that
was
awesome.
Yeah,
that was
they're winning, so we're making fun of them with the worst
They taunted
insults
Robinson
possible.
Cano.
Yeah, good. I think that's totally fair.
But we weren't being serious with the insults. We were literally yelling at him like, "You're not good at baseball, you loser!" Like we were intentionally being bad with the insults.
We were very bad.
And then this high school kid, a few rows up, started playing with them too, and then would point back to Jamie when he'd have one funny
there you
line.
go. That's good.
It was good.
Jamie got it.
That's fair.
Cuz Radio with Tom today, right?
Yes, that is correct. We'll be on.
All right, it's going to be fun. Can't wait
be
for
on.
it. Hey, support life-saving cancer research. Join us and our generous partner, Window Nation. Make a donation today to the AACR, the American Association for Cancer Research. Go to 97.5thefanatic.com/AACR because cancer research saves lives. Hopefully your Tuesday is going to be great. Well, it'll be great if you start with us. Jamie's back. The whole team will be here. John Kincade Show saying, have a great Tuesday, everybody.
Hey, guys, kick off week one with FanDuel in partnership with Valley Forge, America's #1 sports book. Join today to get $150 in free bets, guaranteed when you place your first $5 bet. Sign up with promo code Bob to get in on the action. Turn game day into payday all season long. Now, what are you going to do with that $150? Well, there's a lot of things. Maybe you're going to look at a quarterback. Maybe Jalen Hurts. Look at touchdown passes. Maybe rushing yardage for him. So many different things you can do with individuals during the games. You can bet on more than just the final score. Wager on everything from touchdowns to total yards to catches. You can even combine your bets for a chance at a bigger payout with same-game parlay. Don't fumble your chance for $150 in free bets, win or lose. Use promo code Bob. Make every moment more with FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of the NFL. 21 plus and present in Pennsylvania. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable free bets that expire 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic.